What's up guys, and welcome back to another 100 days video. In this video, I planned to see if I could become a nuclear engineer, whether by building something like a nuclear reactor or by building nuclear bombs. In this video, I'm given the simple goal of rebuilding society, requiring myself to learn forgotten human technologies in an attempt to reconstruct what was lost. Whether that was to war or nuclear fallout, I'll never know. I begin my journey much like any other Minecraft world, but quickly learned that survival wouldn't be so simple. Oh boy, here we go. Okay, sure, I like random sounds. Here we go for like, I don't even know at this point, the third time? Oh my, can I walk? I wonder why that, am I even safe here? I was about to say that there's a reason I'm not playing on hardcore this time because this mod's been really good at killing me. Anyway, I'm back. This time, I'm gonna be a nuclear scientist. Now, I don't know what those are. We're gonna ignore that. Not really sure what this mod's about. It's, I believe, called Hbm's Nuclear Tech mod. It looked pretty complicated, pretty interesting. I thought I was gonna attempt a video over it, and well, I am. Still don't know what those are, and why is there so many bugs everywhere? Gosh, I have not used this old like recipe manager in so long. Surprised it still exists. But yeah, this is on a very, well, much older version of Minecraft because this version of the mod is supposed to have the most content, and I obviously wanted to get the version of the mod that was the most interesting, which I would assume is this one, which is on like 1.7.10. Very old, no combat update. Now, the way that the mod describes it is that over the course of, well, the mod itself, I'm gonna have to rebuild society. Now, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do that. There's a book here that I kind of read through. I'm not reading most of this because it's pretty self-explanatory. I'll just read it as we progress. So, not sure how the mod's gonna go. I do have a slight idea of how this is gonna go because I tried doing this on hardcore multiple times. As you saw in the beginning, I literally just walked and I stepped on a mine, and I mean, it didn't kill me, but I've died quite a few times, and it takes a while to sit and restart everything from scratch. So we're gonna do normal survival. The pig, there's no punching sound when I land hits. It's just quiet. It's very weird. Now, the first thing in this book says to make a trench mask, which seems pretty easy. You just make cloth with string and wool, and then you do stuff to it and it works. It's supposed to like keep me safe when I'm mining coal and going through caves. A lot of this mod has just about everything in this mod has something to do with mining. There are tons of metals to find, to process, refine, whatever. And I think that'd be pretty interesting. For now though, I'm kind of just trying to find a place to build. A lot of these machines, which I can't really like, one of them was called the assembly factory. Like, look at this. That requires an anvil. I don't know how to make this stuff. If I hold shift, I can look at all these templates. Like, look at all of this. A launch pad? I don't know how I'm making any of this, but by the end of the video, I'm probably gonna be a genius. I'm gonna be launching nuclear warheads at a random village or something. I don't know. Anyway, that is my introduction because I've already done this like 3 times and it's very weird for me to repeat what I already said. So the first step is, again, getting this mask thing, although that's not really required. It's just safer. The real big first step, as it says, to beginning our industrial revitalization is an anvil and a burner press, both of which require tons of iron from my memory, and that means that we need to set up a base somewhere and, well, get to mining. A lot of it's going to be mining. I don't expect this video to be as long as most that I've made, mainly because it's not there's not as much that you do. I'll show the assembly of machines and stuff that I do, but I guarantee that a majority of the things I do have to relate to being underground, and I can only show so much mining. So as that little book is implying, if I come over here to this coal, I think I can mine with a wooden pickaxe. It releases gases, and it's hard to breathe. If I continue to mine coal, the whole little radius gets pretty big, and if I stay in there for too long, I will get a disease. Don't remember what it's called. But I will die. Also, why I'm not playing this in hardcore anymore, because there's a lot of those. There's a lot of random things that kill you underground, which is exactly why they want you to make what they want you to make so early on. Oh yeah, this hemp makes string. I forgot about that. It makes... okay, hold on. Okay, I don't like how it automatically crafts for me. Might just be able to... right click to do that. Yeah. Yep. How do I make... okay. I don't want to deal with this any more than I have to, so I'm just gonna... okay. We're just gonna make it and be done with it. There. Trench mask. Protects against airborne particles and chemical gases. But there it is. The beginning to this mess. So now with the weirdest part of this mod out of the way, or at least one of the weirdest parts, I needed to begin planning on how to proceed through this mod and the many challenges it held. For the beginning, I only needed some basic stations, like the anvil and burner press, but I wanted a base location first. Traveling around the rest of the first day, I picked up a few pieces of armor and a knife of some sort, while still running into constant issues. Okay, why is there so many of you? I can't even run. Abandoned house. No. I'm not stepping on another mine. Not again. Oh my... I hate this stupid mod. Yeah, day 2, this is what I'm doing. I'm getting... the zombies just ran... what the heck was that? Can't do anything. Am I bleeding? I think that's a mechanic I can... we done? There's probably a minefield here. If there is a minefield, I should probably not hang around here, but this is very important stuff to gather. I can't make that. Leave that there. Okay. Yeah, you know what? We'll just go around. What am I doing? That's exactly why we're not playing in hardcore and we're playing on survival, because who knows what else is gonna blow up on me. Apparently the zombies can. The free furnace. A weird panel. A radio. No upstairs. Oh, there. Oh, stuff. I like stuff. Too bad I don't know what to do with all of that. Shelves. Get into the attic. Diesel gen. Okay. Is this gonna blow up if I... there's pipe wrench? I can take that. What is this? Aluminum wire. So much stuff. Even more stuff. Dust would probably hurt me because I don't have my mask on. I got a key. I'm not sure what that's for. Interesting. It's a pretty cool house. It'd be pretty cool if I wasn't getting blown up just walking around. Well, I do have enough of this hemp stuff to make a bed, which is really what I was trying to do the entire night, and I just found it the day of day 2, or as soon as it turned day 2, so now I need to decide where I want to build. I want a place with a lot of space. From the screenshots I've seen, some of these machines get pretty huge, and it would probably benefit me to have a lot of space to work in. I don't want to build everything underground or like in the air or something weird like that. So, oh my gosh, the old boat texture is so funny. It's got the old swimming animation too, if I like the... Yeah. With the little water in the back. Yes. So weird. I don't think you can steer in the newer ones. At least if you do, it's not as slow. Like I'm able to do this. I'm not... No. I know what that sound means. If something blows up on me, I'm gonna be mad. Hey. That's what I thought. Another one? Oh. Wonderful. I can't wait to see how you don't die to some tragedy. I only have one dark oak sapling. I think building in a mountain might make the most sense, given the circumstances of needing a ton of space to build giant machines. I think it's best that we build somewhere here, we clear out, and even if we need to... Oh, I could build a bunker. Like something in here, just going into the mountain. That might be pretty cool. Now, I don't have the capabilities for that, at least not without spending a ton of time. Because I only have stone tools. I do have some iron and steel, but I would rather spend that when I have a surplus, which I do not have. So with that lack of materials in mind, I got straight to working on mining. Just about everything I could ever want in this mod came from mining, so I needed to start stockpiling resources as soon as possible. Mining tons of ores like iron, coal, redstone, lead, tungsten, titanium, boron, niter, sulfur, and so much more that I can't remember off the top of my head. I was actually attacked by another huge swarm of zombies down here, which I wanted to show, but thanks to this pipe wrench I found, each time I hit a zombie, it played this obnoxiously loud sound effect, so I'm skipping over that. I also found a pit of asbestos and uranium, both resources that were hazardous for me to be around at the time. With that trip over with though, I had the basic materials to build my first anvil and the burner press, as well as some other things. You know, I do have steel. How do I make steel, actually? I know it's a tier 2 anvil, so it can't be that simple. How do I make steel? Melting steel powder, well that's smart. That wouldn't... A blast furnace. Well, to make a blast furnace, we need... 4 copper plates, 4 fire bricks, and 4 stone bricks in an anvil. Copper plates... Copper plates can also be made in an anvil, but I believe, yes, the press can make them as well. The assembly machine can. I guess we'll do the press, seeing as we made it, or seeing as we made the press, we might as well use it. Nuclear blast furnace, that looks sick. Don't know how to make that. Fire bricks. How would I make fire bricks? Fire clay. Well, that seemed obvious, maybe. Fire clay requires aluminum ore. I have aluminum ore. Okay, you know what? We day 4, I think. Sun should be set. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's go get some clay for bricks. Alright, let's actually do some stuff that pertains to this mod. First, I need a plate template. Probably out of stone. I could do iron, though. Created using the template folder. That's the machine template folder. 3 paper and I'm assuming 6 random dies. Okay. Let's make... I think it's called a stamp. Stamp. Yes, a blank stamp. Flat stamp iron. 3 iron bars, 3 bricks. If I come here, make a flat stamp. I need a folder. I'm assuming it's the template folder, although I feel like machine template folder and the normal template folder are different. 6 dye and 3 paper. We should be able to make that. Paper. I'm assuming any kind of template folder. Machine templates, fluid IDs, press stamps. Okay, so how do I should be able to just click on it if it's in my inventory. Siren cassettes. 18 pages of templates, by the way. I think it's for every single item. ESCCO, whatever that is. Probably gonna make that at some point. Okay. We need plates. So I think what I do is offhand, no. Created using template folder. Okay, how does this work? Oh, did I just... Oh, it already became a plate stamp. Right? Yeah, okay. It just did it automatically. It didn't tell me anything. That's cool. These do have durability, which is why there's multiple ways to make them. For now, I think just this will be fine. For more, I'll need all of this coal if I remember. Burner press takes a while to heat up. There is a... What I saw when I looked up the burner press at first, a burner press preheater. Seems like it could be useful, but I don't have lava. Anyway, or sheets. It's the wrong way. There we go. Now it'll build up heat, and the faster or the hotter it gets, the more it makes. Now I don't want to overload this thing, so 4 sheets, inputs, 4 stone bricks, 4 fire bricks, 4 copper plates. Did I make... Oh, okay, so I can just click on that and it'll work. Oh, that's nice. Now I have a blast furnace. They salvaged a sunken dreadnought for Explorer 1. I don't know that reference, if it even is one. Oh, the blast furnace mixes stuff. I wanted this to make steel. That's what I made this for. Which is iron with a fuel and another fuel over there. Usually how making steel goes, it's just burning iron with a carbon, which is almost always coal. I don't really know how that works. All I know is it's 9 times out of 10 iron and coal make steel. So, oh, that's what we're using. So let's put coal here, coal here. Ooh, okay. Then we can do... Can't take wood. We'll take coal though. Oh yeah, we're gonna need a lot of fuel. I just made 2 steel bars. Well, probably a few more than that. Just barely made steel bars. Now, I wanted to make the steel pickaxe because I've been seeing these meteors, as I'm gonna call them. They were molten when I got here the first time, and they're cold now, so should be safe to go and see what's inside. I'm also just very curious. There's a bunch of them in the water. I wonder if this is like a easy way to farm them. I even heard one as like something crashed down while I was mining. I'm assuming it was one of these. So, okay. That looks important. Can I pick that up without dying? I'll find out. Meteor cobalt ore. Ooh, there's more goodies. Don't mind if I do, assuming that it's not something that can kill me. I'm already at 31 levels, dude. Being down in that cave and having the zombies just rush after me for like 5 minutes straight, I have no clue why they did that, but I mean, I've got so much XP now. Meteor rare earth ore. I'm assuming that meteor ores probably have higher yields. Oh yeah, 16? That's awesome. What about the shards? What can I do with these? Armored protection, diverts meteors away from the players. That might be useful, but now that scares me because that tells me that meteorites can randomly just strike me. Molten. Oh, there's so much stuff. I really hope I can get through a majority of this in the 100 days. Because it looks very exciting. I have not played a giant tech mod like this in forever. A lot of cool stuff I can make. A lot of cool stuff that just randomly happens. So, you know what? I'm not complaining. With the blast furnace made, I could now start making metals like steel and Minecraft grade copper. 2 crafting materials that would be used a lot in the future. However, if I wanted to continue building things like the assembly machine, the next step in my long list of goals, I needed a form of power generation, as well as even more materials. Industrial grade copper and redstone. Okay, calm down. Amount of coal this thing needs. It's probably 1 coal per bar, so we'll just throw a bunch in there and hope that works. We're getting pretty stocked up on random stuff, so I guess that's good, but I don't know what to do with any of it. And I just found this coltan, I don't know. Like, you turn it into dust. What type of recipe is this? Niobium powder? Is this... What is a cyclotron? Centrifuge. Bricksite. I don't know what that... will I really go to the end in this? I don't think so. Minecraft grade copper. What did I want? Oh yeah, that's right. The wood generator. Steel. Get the template. This wire stamp. Wire stamp, and then... Okay, so it just does it automatically. That's good to know. This one's iron. So I think I only need 8 or 16 for 2 coils. So if this makes 8, which it does, 2 pieces of iron. I have what? Oh, I have so much copper. So this is like important copper, so that's good to know. We make 2 coils with the 3 plates we just made, 2 more iron bars, and a furnace. There we go. The wood burning generator. This thing looks so silly. Oh. Okay. Burns logs plus 300%. I don't have a battery for you. There are some abandoned... Hold on. Can I pick this up? Oh, for a second I thought it blew up. Okay. If I wanted power generation in my very primitive, very small bunker, I would probably want it here in the center. If exhaust is a thing, and I actually die because I choke myself out on, like, what, soot? I guess you could call... Ash. Ash is probably a better word. If I choke on the ashes from this machine, because it does say that it... Oh, it collects ashes. Okay, so I won't have to worry about that. Ooh. Crate open. Oh my gosh, I saw... What was that for? I saw a bunch of crates. Okay. Alright, we're leaving you. Go be zombies, I guess. So there's a building over there, one over there, and I think that's the only 2. I forgot how slow swimming is, but we're gonna swim anyway, assuming nothing can kill me. Sand, I'll need sand. Good thing I have a shovel. I'll just get some of this really quick. Alright, this building looks pretty big, and it doesn't look like a ruin, so hopefully I get lucky. I forgot run jumping is not effective in this version of the game because I lose health, like I lose my hunger like it's nothing. Ooh, there's another building over there. Ooh. I have to see these mines before they hit me. There's no way. Is there anything to tell me? Or does the game just do that to be funny? I'm gonna walk now. Oh, please don't. That's a door sound if I've ever heard one. Why do you sound like that? Dust, will that choke me? Kill me? That won't kill me, but I don't know if I need dust. I'll take titanium. Scrap I could probably melt down. Now, I did see in the recipes for the anvil that I can break these blocks down. Decorative blocks, I mean. So I'm gonna gather these. They're probably important. I even think the book mentions scavenging. Yeah. Any useful materials and machines can be salvaged from them directly. And fissile material from a nuclear power plant. Ooh. Maybe if we're unlucky in our nuclear endeavors, I guess, I could explore for that stuff. I wouldn't want to. I would rather find and get the stuff myself. But if it comes to it, it's good to know that I can explore for this stuff too. What is this? Titanium deco blocks. I think each block is 1 bar, so you know what? I'll take it. A radio room? Tape recorders. Do I want a tape recorder? Steel anvil can break down a tape recorder into oh, there's tapes. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess I'll take the recorders then. We have made steel. We're that technologically advanced, I know. So I will take all of these too. I'm just gonna be a scrap hunter for now. That's what you gotta do, I guess. If everyone's dead, I mean, I'm not stealing. Did I just lose that? Whoa, why do these break so slow? Broken concrete bricks, blast resistance. Well, hopefully I don't have to worry about that. Satellite dish. Oh my gosh, I can break that down into so much stuff. I'll hold on to those two. Now, I am worried about staying out at night. I did go in the early time of day 8, but I think we're already midway. And with how zombies have been randomly attacking me and how I've already died to them once, I'm not too enthusiastic of staying out at night. More tape recorders. Beryllium. Bullets for guns I don't have. Not gonna worry. A lot of that stuff in terms of like ammo and whatnot, I feel like doesn't matter because by the time I can make the weapon for it, I should be able to make the ammo just as easily. So I'm not really gonna take stuff like that. Really, I'm just here for metal and for batteries, but I haven't found a battery yet, and I'm not eating Twinkies. Cordite, flammable explosive. I'm gonna hold that in my pockets. Nothing else here, nothing for me. Another tape, how many is that? 11 tape recorders, and I think the final set of stairs goes to the roof. Oh, you know what I just realized? I guarantee, well, I bet, I can break down everything. If I have a steel anvil, I can break down, oh, that building looks so big. There's a meteor over there. I really want to go into that building. But at the same time, I also want to get this. I'll just break down. I'll just break the tower on the way down. I'll just leave the cobblestone. It doesn't matter. I should have put my stuff away from mining before I did this, but it's whatever. Actually, that is a fair point. I think I'll go back with what I have now. Well, once I get the rest of this tower and this pile of decorative metal, we'll make the steel anvil, break everything down, organize everything, and then I really want to check out that building. Because that looks interesting. And I like exploring. I don't mind mining, but, you know, exploring's pretty fun, so... And it looks like this mod has plenty of it. Oh, speaking of steel, I just realized what I'm picking up. I won't have to use that burner or that blast furnace for quite a while then. Not for steel any... Was that a crate? It's a crate? Ooh! Whoa! It's like a shulker box. Okay, you're coming home with me. Oh, that's sick! That's awesome. I'm not sure what I would use what I saw in there on, but... Okay. Oh, I can open it from my inventory. Panzer Shrek. Gas mask filters. Survivalist journal. Microchips. Explosive barrels. Gun oil. Analog circuit board. Another gas mask. Well, actually, now that I think about it, we might not have to go back at all. Because I can just store all of this extra stuff in here. Well, not the... I hope that would not happen. Sand books. You know, it might be nighttime, but we've got some stuff to our name. Alright, this means I can keep going. I'm not dropping down there because I know there's a mine. More stuff. There's a balcony. This game should not have told me that I can recycle all of these blocks because I'm going to spend so much time just Oh my... I don't know if the Enderman's just going to decide it wants to kill me even though I haven't looked at it. We're just gonna walk through an open field. No mines here. Zombies spawning out of thin air. Zombies that also run uncomfortably fast. I wish I could run faster, but my... Oh my gosh, it drains my hunger like crazy. I've ran for 15 seconds. I want to check that tower. Oh, look at them. You're not gonna get me. Oh, you're gonna get me. There's so many. Get me inside. Those are gonna blow up, aren't they? Okay. I seem to have locked myself in a capacitor. That's good. Bottle of Nuka Cherry. Fires bottle opener. That's cool. More titanium. I'm not gonna risk picking these up because I feel like even just touching them, they're gonna detonate. And if I die with what I have on me right now, I'm gonna be very sad. Whoa, who's shooting at me? The zombies. Yeah, kill him. That's honestly what you get for trying to shoot me. Yeah, if you guys could keep killing each other and leave me alone, that'd be great. Haha. I'm free to explore. Light this up so nothing spawns on me. Probably in the rooms. Oh my gosh. Blow them up. Another gas mask. This is bad. This is good, but this is bad. This dumb crate has just made me into the biggest hoarder I've ever seen. Go away. And these skeletons are nothing like the newer ones. They kind of suck. They shoot really slow and they miss a lot. It's a very interesting mod, and it reminds me of a lot of older tech mods. I don't remember the names of, but they were pretty fun. I bet if I did some searching, I could probably find them. This mod is still being developed. It's just a very old version. I'm assuming that porting it to... Hello? I would assume porting it to a newer version of the game would take a lot of work and break a lot of stuff, so I can see why it's still in the version it is, but... yeah, there's just a lot of mods that are very old. I want to play them. Maybe make videos over them, depending on how interesting they are. This one just seemed pretty cool because I wanted to make a giant nuclear missile, or like a silo. Bread. That's safe to eat. More filters. Another radio tower, that's what. Is that the building? Okay. From here, it looks like... I saw a farm, didn't I? Look how many zombies there are. Doesn't matter. There is that tower. I don't think I'll get to it. Mainly due to the amount of stuff that's around me. Yeah, and I can't increase my render any higher. There's probably a mod for that I'll go and install because I'm running without shaders on a very old version of the game. I would assume the older versions are better optimized, which usually isn't the case for games, but as far as I'm aware, Minecraft's code is pretty whack. So maybe the older versions are easier to run. So we'll see if there's a mod that allows me to increase the render distance, because I feel like this is pretty short. I can hardly see just past the building I was at. And you know, I would like to see more of what's around me. I can't even continue even if I wanted to because my pickaxe is almost broken, but after this we're definitely getting that assembler. Getting the assembler and whatever I want to make that requires steel. Steel, tungsten, there's copper wiring I can get from some of these parts. Sun is rising, which means the zombies will stop spawning. Everything in the... What? When did I get this? Another one. With... Come here, zombies. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm gonna enjoy hopefully not blowing myself up. 2 zombies, really? That's the crowd I get? And the skeleton. That's fine. There's a loot over here. A battery. Airstrike designator. Hopefully they can't hit me. This is so dumb. Oh, I can't even aim with it. Oh, okay. That was unnecessary and kind of underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. Let's do another one. What else am I gonna use rockets on? I should be able to aim. Is there not an aiming? All right. I have a button on my mouse set to aim. I think right click is just too popular, or there's too many keys on right click for it to sit on right click. So, you. Okay. Hopefully. I mean, what else do I expect it to do? That's awesome. Now, hopefully YouTube doesn't mind the fake boar. I think it's fine. If not, I can always just get rid of this clip later, but that's pretty cool. Not sure if I'll ever need this. The book... Oh my... Every other time there's been a notification. Every other time I heard some stupid beep before that went off. I know what to do. It's only right. I have one more rocket. High explosives. These things haven't been doing anything. Alright, this might be a really dumb idea, but if I would use this on anything, it'd be you. Why do they blow up like that? They're bugs. I think they swim really well. Airstrike it. Would I really... What am I gonna waste this on? Aim and click to call an airstrike. Right click. Oh, not on me! Yeah, how do the glyphids like that, huh? If only they weren't underground all the time. Is that the... Please tell me that's the hive. Oh, there's so much stuff in there. Am I safe to go get it? Give me that. Look at all the stuff you've been hoarding. Well. Glyphid eggs. Maybe Deep Rock Galactic needs carpet bombings. I don't know how you do that underground. You know what? I would say that is a proper use of resources. This mod is pretty fun. I like the large amount of random tech stuff in here, but I also like that there is a bunch of combat related stuff. I think that's more for multiplayer, unless there is some sort of enemy or bot. My gosh, what could this do to an ender dragon? Could I call a carpet bomb in the end? An iron anvil plus 10 steel bars makes a steel anvil. But why would I do that? Oh, that's the only way you can do it. That means I need to make another anvil unless I can make it straight from this one. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess we'll make a second iron anvil. Is that how it goes for all of them? Oh, no, I can just use any anvil. So I just need one duplicate anvil. That's all right, I guess. Doesn't bother me. I've got... Ooh, I got so much stuff. Iron anvil. Plus 10 steel. I should have some in here. Yep, 10 bars. So... And steel plus an iron anvil makes a steel anvil. I can take this anvil, use that for something else, put that down. Now with the steel anvil, I should be able to just break down everything that I've got. All right, the first crate is empty. This one will stay here. I'll leave this one here because there's no way I'm gonna deal with having to... I didn't even look at what was in here. Advanced power cells, a grenade, another circuit board. These do stack. That's so cool. I'm very glad that I understand everything. I understand everything that has been given to me. We have two things I can maybe read. No, that's the guidebook. The other thing was a microchip. What is this? I'm so glad that goes off the screen. Size 10 tainted warhead. Pink cloud warhead. Radiation powered generator. Is this stuff that the machine template thing can't make? Warhead. Oh. So what you're telling me is that I might have just found something to make even bigger bombs than the normal than the normal template folder would let me. This is very nice. Put that there for now. Okay. My inventory is still filled with junk. Antenna. Oh, here we go. I just do this. Shift click. Oh yeah, look at that. 1.0, okay. Copper, beryllium. Sweet. So scaffold. So steel. Scaffold. Okay, we don't have that. Deco. Titanium deck. We'll just convert everything. Oh, it's only a chance. That's good to know. Maybe with the higher tiered anvils it's better, but... See? We only got one bar there. Hopefully we get a bunch of steel. Oh, you input 4 for 1. I just realized that. Okay. Still pretty good, I think. 40 bars just for doing nothing. Now we can take the tape recorders. That's an easy 26 steel plus some tungsten. And then the satellite dishes. Oh, that's so much steel. It's vacuum tubes and copper wire. This is busted. Just like that, I have 2 stacks of steel, half a stack of tungsten, 15 Minecraft grade copper, 14 wires, vacuum tubes, titanium, beryllium, all of this stuff that I don't know what to use on. But that doesn't matter because we will now make the assembler. 4 glass, 8 steel bars, 8 industrial copper, 2 motors, 4 vacuum tubes. Factory grows. I have not even made a how big? Oh, you are a rather large machine. What? 170 recipes. Silo long. I'm not getting through this in 100 days. There's no way. Solid fuel hex disupple thrusters. High-speed steel heating coils. Nuclear warhead. That's what I need to make. How do you expect someone as dumb as me? Where's an assembly template? Well, I haven't assembled anything, in case you haven't noticed. Would that just be... I would need to make a specific template. I wonder how that works. Shredder along with a pair of shredder blades will be very useful for doubling the output of most ores. These powders are crucial for making circuitry for various machines such as enhanced and overclocked circuits. Can I make the shredder right now, or am I gonna... Oh, I don't get the big shred. I think I'm playing on an older version of the mod. I don't know if this is an older version or a newer version. Unless that's the Oh, that might be the chemical plant. I'm an idiot. Okay, so the shredder is lame and small. We can make this right now, too. Wow, I can actually use the stuff I made. The template. How do I make that? Paper? Is that how... Am I an idiot? Well, I'm not... I can't be an idiot. The game doesn't say that. Do I need paper to make templates? Make a bunch of paper. Put that away. Go into here. 2 motors, 8 plates, 2 bars, 2 beams, 4 ingredients. Pretty easy. And then we come into here. We get the shredder template. Did not make anything. Try again. Requires an assembly template. I got that. How do I get to the assembly template? Created with the machine template folder. Oh, I should read. I'm really smart. Machine templates, paper plus dye. Was that really so hard? It is hard because I don't have any plant dye. I don't have lapis either. Thankfully, there's flowers out here. There we go. Now, shredder. Finally. Shredder. Put that in there. Once this has power, I could charge it with a battery, but that's lame. I would rather use this really cool wood burner that I made. I also spent a long time getting logs just for this. On. Oh, the thing is assembling. Oh, and it charges automatically. The shredder. What do I do with this? You know what? I don't know what I do with it, but it's a new machine and I'm not gonna complain. So with the shredder complete, I was now going to be able to reliably shred ore that I mined into powder to basically double my output on just about anything. Huge for a mod that constantly required mined materials. With mining in mind, I tried building this large mining drill, which looked cool, but it took so much power that there was no way I could utilize this thing until much later, if at all. So I went back to mining the normal way, spending quite a few days just stockpiling everything I could find. To further my metal production, I also made these cool iron furnaces on day 16, which used way less coal and smelted metal way faster. I also expanded my base, reconstructing my storage with crates instead of chests, as these stored more and were smaller. The next thing on my mind was a soldering station. With this, I could make circuit boards and other electronics to help with building some more advanced machinery. The problem with this was that it required cast plates, and the only way to get cast plates was with a crucible. But I was already running out of steel by day 19, so I went out to look for more buildings to scrap. Thanks to this advanced alloy pickaxe I made by combining steel and Minecraft grade copper in a blast furnace, I also had vein miner, so mining meteorites was incredibly easy. This isn't scary at all. Get off of me. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm gone. No, I'm not. Where did they come? Why did they spawn after I went into the hive? I should have got swing through grass if I knew this was going to be an issue as well. Okay, that was scary. If they jump me like that again, I have another carpet bomb airstrike. So I don't know if the eggs are useful. I think there's a recipe in the anvil to get these. I was just looking for buildings and I couldn't find any, so I decided I might as well try to invade these hives, these nests, whatever you want to call them. Going pretty good, as you can see. I got a bunch of stuff from it just now. More gas masks. I have to assume that they actually like break pretty easy, otherwise there's no sense in me carrying like the 15 that I have. All right, I'm gonna get in here and hopefully not have that happen again. It happened again. Get away from me. Good thing the sword confuses them. That and they don't know how to get in here. They're too big. Good thing there's only the big glyphids, because I know that the game that these come from has like little babies, little tiny ones. Would not want to deal with baby glyphids. Okay. Do I even... Will this blow up if I touch it? I'm not risking it. I will experiment. Dud nuke. If for some reason I want to shoot that with like a rocket launcher or something, because I still have rockets, I will, because I think that'd be pretty funny. I see a lot of shovels in these hives. I wonder if a shovel's what it wants you to use against their hive material. Look at them all. Like, some of them are broken, or they have like the weird pattern on them. I'd assume, okay, that's a lot more. That's a lot more than most, and I'm poisoned. Which of you did that? Which of you did that? Are they shooting at me? Oh, ew. Oh my gosh, I can't hit them at all. Can you guys climb? They can. That would make sense. They're able to climb anything. Do that. Let's take our iron ore, come into here to the shredder, and I can just do this, and it's so nice. I love this machine. Iron crystals can also go in here. It probably wastes more durability, but if it's doing it all at the same time, then it's just no different. Meteorite fragments. I am getting stocked up on all sorts of junk. I really hope that I can do more than just build stuff. I mean, obviously I can mess around with the glyphid hives that are on the surface, but apparently, according to the spawners, I don't like spoiling for myself, there's a lot more than just the little brown ones. And then if I just look up spawner in general, there's, well, what I've already seen is there's like a helicopter. There's also undead soldiers and stuff. I don't know what that means. Titanium. Now, rare earth ore. I want to see if I can make a tier 3 anvil. Oh, that's the Desh anvil at that point. 10 Desh bars. So we're gonna need... Alright. We're gonna need a oil plant first then to make Desh. We can get Desh blend with the second tier anvil. I just could... The later anvils are usually more efficient. But if we need to... God, I only have 9. Oh, no I don't. That's gonna be going for a while. That up. If I come over here and get a couple pieces of lignite compared with the coal, that should go a lot faster. Now I can just hook this up here. Assuming that's how that works. That's kind of how it says it works if I look at the crucible. Oh. Oh, okay, never mind. I don't need this here then. So we have the mold ready, the cast plate mold. And then we just need something to heat this up, which that something is called a firebox, which I realized I can also use to make a steel furnace because that requires an external heat source. And that's what the firebox is. So, firebox. Pick this up, pick this up. A pretty like pretty basic setup for our crucible here. Let's just make a little section around this. Okay, we need to make more advanced alloy pickaxes, but it also requires the blast furnace, like I've said, and I hate the blast furnace. So, oh my gosh, is this the outlet that I need to? That looks like an input. Why is it going down instead of up? The crucible is ready. This should be the output. I really hope it's the output because there's a green one back there. Another thing that requires coal and lignite. I really hope I can figure something out soon. Speaking of coal, I don't have any, so hopefully this is enough. Slaughtering station requires 2 cast steel plates. A cast steel plates requires 3 bars worth, so 6 bars. 6 bars of steel. Not that much. Not that much. The sun's already setting on day 22, and I'm doing this. So, 6 steel bars. Do I need a template in here? Template is made. Steel is ready. Mold is placed. We just need to heat you up. How hot do we... Oh, is that the threshold? Like the melting point? That'd be really cool. It told me that. Bunch of zombies outside. It's only been like it's been like 5-10 days that I've been trying to get this to work. So hopefully they're at the optimal temperature. So I'm assuming once this bottoms out. Okay. Is it gonna pour out and waste? I'm gonna wait on that. Let's find out. Let's just test if there's one bar in there. Okay, good. Put the other two in there. And there we have it. Cast steel plates. It only took ages to make, but we have them now. You can stop burning. Make a soldering station, which I technically don't even need at the moment. That's wrong. What the heck am I doing? A lot smaller than the other machines, which is kind of funny. Guess I'll probably put it somewhere that isn't a part of this section. Right here, maybe? Dog, could you move? Alright, the soldering machine is made. Now, after, like, who knows how long, I can make the reservoir detector. Which I could have made the entire time. I just wanted to get this thing out of the way in case I needed to make more circuit boards in the future. This time, however, we don't, and thanks to these boards that we got, I probably won't have to for a long time. So 3 of you, 2 gold wires, 2 industrial copper. The oil reservoir detector. Finally, after looking for who knows how long, we finally have one. Now, the next step that I want to get out of the way immediately is to make an oil drill. That way, whenever it comes to finding said oil, I can immediately start harvesting it. But I need probably something to store it in, like these little tanks. Pump jack or derrick. Remember that oil deposits will run out over time. So the derrick requires a titanium drill, which requires cobalt, I think. That's what this is made out of. You guys make me so mad. That door breaks down, you're all dead. Yeah, we need star metal crystals. Asteroid mining ship? There's so much stuff in this game. But we're not making the oil derrick. It requires star metal. Need to make a pump jack instead. Well, that's a little scary now. That requires... Okay. You know what? I'm not dying like I did the first time. I don't have the... Yeah, come inside. That guy's wearing a radiation suit. Okay, this might be a problem. If I could get these suits off of you, that would be awesome. Ooh, okay, I'm dead again, aren't I? Move! There's so many. This is what I get. Now what am I supposed to do? I get this. Oh, I got my sword back. You know what? We might have just lost 40 levels of XP. Actually really mad about that. Ooh, boots. Oh my gosh. Why did I do that? Why are there so many? Why do I walk into like, or look at like two stop sign battle axe? That's cool. I look at like 5 hazmat boots. That's good, I think. Nothing else. I let those zombies in and lost all my XP for nothing. But how do I get high-speed steel? High-speed steel powder, but that requires the centrifuge. There's got to be something else I'm missing. Because star metal, the only way to get it is by space, which is this machine, and there's no way it's expecting me to make whatever the heck. Yeah, a military grade circuit board. Unless it is. Everything here's like reasonable apart from the titanium drill. Star metal, I think I can actually find. Oh, I really don't want to look this up though. Is there star metal ore? Something, there's some recipe here that I need to know to get high-speed steel. The only way to get high-speed steel that I'm seeing is star metal crystals. No ore here. Cobalt. Cobalt, tungsten, and steel. Here's the Why is it so hard to find these recipes? Is this what it needs me to do? I can get cobalt. I have cobalt. I really wanted to use it on like a sword or something. Good thing I didn't. That I found in a meteor. So meteor hunting's what we're going to have to do. Because we'll need steel, tungsten, and cobalt to make high-speed steel. Okay. You know what? It's a good thing we found what we did. A lot of messing around with the recipe finder, but is there an ingot mold? Good. Okay, so we get the big foundry basin with a 9 ingot slot thing at a mixing ratio of 5 steel, 3 tungsten, and 1 cobalt, equating to... So this will alloy to high-speed steel. I just need to make the template for it. Place that in here. That over there. No fuel again. All of this will melt. It's a 5-3-1 ratio, which is really convenient. I obviously they made that on purpose so that you can make a whole block at once. And this won't output until the template allows it to, so that's really convenient. Assuming, well, that's obviously what the templates are for, so once this is all done, we'll finally get high-speed steel to make the derrick, and then from there, it's just finding an oil reservoir, extracting oil, bringing it back home, refining it, and then I don't know what else at that point. I've not gotten that far. After oil, it looks like petrochemicals, advanced machinery, and then it makes you start working with radiation, or... Okay, I didn't miss it. It starts making you work with a whole bunch of stuff. So, high-speed steel. Durasteel. Excuse me. Please tell me that's just a different name for it. Probably like a mod thing. Okay. It's just a... Okay, well, Mr. Mod Developer needs to know that his name is different in the Foundry Basin. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but it's not called Durasteel, it's high-speed steel. And now we have 9 pieces of the stuff. Eric. It's also done. Get that out, get that out. Put the derrick in there. The drill bit. 2 steel tanks. Oh my gosh, even more titanium plates. These barrels will be useful though to store oil, so at least I know how to make them. Is that everything? Something's missing. It's the 20 steel poles. Or is it scaffolding? It's scaffolding. It's of course it's scaffolding. It's good to know. I can just shred these stupid poles in the shredder. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Please. I think it just shredded one. Alright, well, that'll make a couple steel bars. Nothing compared to what we need, though. This will hopefully make one more steel bar, which will make 20 steel scaffolds to finally make the derrick. So over this. The oil derrick is now mine. I will now become an oil baron. Whatever that means. I don't know if that's someone who produces oil or transports or whatever. That is me now. In a minute. In a bit. We just need to go out and find oil now. Find oil. Set this up. Pump it out. Transport it into containers to bring it here and then process further with this stuff. Man, is this so much work. Now that I had the ability to harvest oil, I wanted to address some fuel issues that I had. Firstly, I spent a day getting wood, which was incredibly easy thanks to this advanced alloy axe, and turned that wood into charcoal. I wanted to use charcoal to fuel things like the firebox and blast furnace, while leaving regular coal for the recipes that required it. Steel production was another thing. While iron and coal in a blast furnace produced 1 bar at a time, raw iron ore with a thing called flux produced 3 bars at a time, a huge improvement that I needed to take advantage of. With some of that out of the way, I took my oil reservoir detector and began searching for oil. Something tells me that either this is not working because it just doesn't feel like it, or that it actually needs to be in like an arid region, like a desert. Because I've been running for decent amount of time, like a couple minutes really, and nothing. I really don't want to look this one up. But at the same time, if it is in a desert, I don't want to sit and waste my time doing what I'm doing right now, which is running around in circles. Well, not circles, but... Oh no. No, I'm good, game, really, please. I don't feel... Oil detected nearby. Oil deposit directly below. Look at this beast. Okay, the fluid barrels will do work. Well, like... Get a job. Go do something. Leave me alone. Oh my gosh, this thing takes a lot of power. It drained my power cell like it was nothing. Is it mining right now or something, or is it just draining my... Are you working? I should have got a generator for this thing. Gas and oil. Could do a duct. Whatever that means. A barrel. Okay, so we decided we'll... Oh, it's digging. Okay, it's digging down. But it hasn't struck oil yet. So that means... Let's just do oil derrick. Save. There's oil directly below. All around the derrick, so there's no way that we're missing it by any chance. Out of power, though. Okay. That just means I need to run all the way back home. Yeah, nothing. Get rid of that pipe. I'll just let it store what it's storing. Look at this. Where's my food? I'm good, really. Thank you. Thank you for the random horde. No warning or anything, just random stuff that spawns. These are the times where I really wish I actually made some form of and the mines. I just learned, you know what? I think this game is just trying to psychologically torture me. Stupid random mine noises, random giant zombie attacks, weird bugs, the abnormal amount of creepers. What is this thing? This is I'm leaving this one. I'm not even touching them anymore. It's just such a whack mod. I don't know what's going on ever. I could not imagine playing this on hardcore. I mean, I can't imagine. I tried already and I died twice. Anyway, the big sun is rising on day 29. 28, actually. I think it's 28. That's cool. I just need to go. That means that I should be using this all the time. So I'm not going to talk. If I do detect something else, I'll let you know. But I'm just going to... Yeah, look at that. Where is it? Literally, if I had just been spamming this, I did not know the range was so short. There's oil right here. Don't know what that is. Oil spot. You know what? If that's the case, what I'm gonna do is let my derrick finish up over there because it's gonna run out of space or it's gonna run out of oil eventually, and then the next spot will be right there. First, however, I need to make a generator of some kind. Maybe a solar boiler, whatever that is. Get off of my... This is my oil. You can't have it. That is insane to me, though, that I've probably passed so many spots, but the only reason why I didn't find them is because this thing's range is just pitiful. I just have to, like, hold right-click down and circle around my base, and I bet I would find another spot in no time. Which is what I plan on doing, because I don't want to walk a whole entire 5-10 minutes just to get to where I need to go. You know, I put the zombies in to add some form of, like, threat to this, but they've honestly just been more annoying than anything. I don't think I've actually, like, worried about them. If anything, they've just made me mad. Okay, generator 1, generator 2. How many logs did I get? Doesn't matter. Turn that sucker on. Turn that one on. This one will start drilling again. It's got extra power. It'll put it in the power cell. Speaking of power cell, let's fully charge this. And I can make it more efficient. I'm just impressed, really. Now, another thing I want to test. Okay. If I put a fluid duct, will it extract this barrel? I don't understand what these recipes mean. Like, I'm assuming that this is probably some way of... None what? No fluid inside? Well, it hasn't found fluid yet. The barrel doesn't work. The other barrels don't work. So it needs to be canisters. That's my guess. Another spawn of 20 zombies just like that. Yeah, you guys are you're just annoying. Get out of here. E29 and I might just be the richest man in the world. Well, as far as I know, I'm like the only person alive according to this book, so you know what? I'll take it. It sounds like it's got oil, so ooh, it's got a lot. So I can get canisters. Can I put these in a barrel or something? Like, do I need a recipe for this? I need a recipe for depositing crude oil. Is that what I'm getting at? There's fluid templates. Identifiers, sorry. Let's make a oil identifier. Please don't blow up when you fill up. I'm assuming it's just gonna start like... Okay, it just waits. Good. Because having that blow up on me would not have been cool. I think I know what I need to do. It needs a fluid identifier. Does this have a template for that? Not quite. It's just how it is. So, how many canisters? Man, this mod is just keeps testing me. Fluid IDs. Iron plate. You need an iron plate, huh? Iron plate plus a dye. If I had to guess, crude oil. Ah, I see. That's why the little fluid ducts say none, is because I have to set their fluid type. Okay, hold on. So that I can test something really quick. The iron barrel isn't gonna hold jack because it only holds 8 buckets. Yeah, 8 buckets. This thing has a capacity of 64. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what to do. I have so much oil, I don't know what to do with it. Well, processing is probably one thing. I'm so excited to start processing this stuff. Okay, well, first I want to test one thing, and that's... First of all, does the barrel... It does connect. So if this is set to crude oil, will it fill up with crude oil? Just like that. That's amazing. And it even labels it with the proper little chemical code that I don't understand because I didn't go anywhere for that. Oh, that's so cool. I love this mod. With oil harvesting finally under my belt, my next plan of action was to process that oil. To do this, I would first have to boil the oil and then refine it. By day 30, I had hot crude oil, and all that was left was the refinery. This, however, also required an arc welder, as it needed welded plates. This, along with circuit boards, lots of steel, and a transformer, took me till about day 32 to finally create, and we could finally process oil. We're on day 32. Making these circuit boards, I did not think would be so annoying. Capacitors, the glass tubes, and the other part's not that bad. Everything about this thing just took forever. But it's all in my inventory. What am I missing? Copper sheets. For some reason, no matter how many times I make these, I always run out. Not sure what I'm spending them on. We got oil refinery. Well, the heating of crude oil is done. The way this works is, this is hot crude oil. Basically, whatever fluid identifier you put in here, it'll put that code on the barrel, and the barrel will only intake or outtake fluid. What I did was put a crude oil barrel here, which registers with this crude oil fluid duct, and then an empty crude oil barrel here, filtered with hot crude oil, and that would extract the hot crude oil into that barrel. So I have cold oil up here. You can see the little red is 1. I'm assuming that means it's not as flammable. This is at a 3. So I'm assuming that's got to be like a heat index or something. I don't know. It's really cool. Really well done. So here we are. A32. What am I missing? 8 insulators. You know, this mod, I felt like I'm not getting stuff done in time, but we're only like a third of the way through. How big is this? This thing looks huge. Rather tall. This is probably going to be, I'm calling it now, the worst part of the whole organization of my base. What am I looking at? There's no way this thing only has 2 recipes. Hot crude oil can make heavy oil, naphtha, petroleum gas, light oil, and sulfur. With the addition of power. I guess I need to make a new power source too, because there is no way that my wood-burning generator is going to fuel something that processes oil. That is not possible. It only has a storage of 1,000, so maybe I'm wrong. So what I can do is put a cable. Yes, that's cold oil. This is hot oil. Don't have that set to anything. I can set it to extract, and then I can put a hot crude oil identifier on here that will extract the crude oil from here, which it already did. Oh, this thing works instantly. Heavy oil. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to figure out how to process and act and freaking mess around with all this stuff. But now that this barrel is empty, we can place it here. And we can take our cold barrels of oil, our cold oil barrels, put them in here. Extract. Crap. There we go. So that's hot, that's cold. Now this should also be cold air. Whoa. Empty, crude, intake. This should be outtake. So that should be 2 barrels of hot crude oil. Just put them right here. Set them to extract. This thing will take all of that oil. And we now have petrol, petroleum, gas, whatever you want to call it, light oil, naphtha, and heavy oil. I feel pretty, you know what? I feel pretty good about what we just did. This is fun. And now I can collect these barrels. Okay, I did not mean to do that. I thought the clock would tell me what day it was so that I would not have to stress about it anymore. I think it's day 32, but now we can take canisters. There we go. I was wondering how to do that. Sweet. So I can just separate my cold oil into there. All right. Well, back to building stuff, I guess. Crafting, mining. I never know. This mod keeps me busy. I love it. I need to actually expanding my base is probably what I'll do. Getting this refinery was a huge step towards the nuclear energy we wanted to harness in the beginning of this video, as it now allowed me to make plastics and rubbers that would be needed in even more recipes, as well as the creation of Desh. However, before getting into all of that, I went ahead and dug out tons more of the mountain to expand my base. At first, using my advanced alloy pickaxe, but then I found these cheap dwarven pickaxes that had an AoE ability, which made clearing the mountain very easy. With a lot of open space now available to me, I finally decided to start refining my oils, starting with the production of Desh. Hey, you know what? My base might not be that good, but I think I'm not feeding you this meat, dog. I don't know what it's gonna do to you. It's probably gonna turn you into a monster. I don't know why I'm able to eat it. I'm not gonna question it. Anyway, I need to make Desh. Red bar, used in a ton of stuff, really good. A few problems. I can recycle it into an anvil. I can shred it into Desh blend. To make Desh blend, that is not an issue at all. The issue comes from one thing and one thing only, and that is mercury. There is the Desh ready blend, which you can make with drops of mercury, but like for the most part, it's just a byproduct from things like the centrifuge. The cyclotron requires gold powder for 1 lithium dust. Lithium powder. I don't even know where to get. I have not seen lithium at all. Electrolysis. It's a byproduct of a lot of things, but it's not a reliable source of, like, drops of mercury is not something that I can rely on to get the Desh I need. So we have to use Desh combined with, well, just the Desh blend, not the Desh ready blend. So we need the normal blend with light oil, which our oil refinery has light oil. Not a lot, but 4,200 millibuckets or whatever the heck it wants to use is more than enough. Like, see, the acidizer, this is possible, but I don't have a reliable source of mercury, which is kind of the issue. All right, after a quick browse, it looks like the best bet for us is the centrifuge. Requires bakelite. Can I make bakelite? Bakelite didn't seem that complicated. Yeah, aromatic hydrocarbons are made. Cracked oil or with the cracking tower. So I'm not gonna like this. But what I need to do is make the cracking tower to get a hold of aromatic hydrocarbons. I need a steam producing boiler, so I'll need another boiler. There's a lot of mixing that's about to happen here just to get what I need. But the first step is a centrifuge. Our way of getting this is by centrifuging redstone ore. Apparently that is the most profitable, like, common way of doing it. Cobalt pickaxe. We'll use silk touch. Really, I should make an enchanting table. It would probably make more sense than just blowing all my rarest metals on a pickaxe. This stuff seems incredibly, like, it seems complicated, I guess. But I feel like once you get past a certain threshold, it doesn't become that bad anymore. What that threshold is, I don't know, but like once I figure out how to mix and process all my oils, I'll probably need another refinery for different kind, like cracked oil instead of crude oil. Does the mod want me to mine at bedrock? Is that where I find like cinnabar and all this stuff? Because if I can find cinnabar at least somewhat consistently, I won't really care about finding redstone and making a centrifuging machine. There's redstone. I'm not... Wait. So I can get these with silk touch. One redstone ore will make me 1 drop, and 2 drops will make me 1 bar. Or acidizer. Oh no! I can't use the Dash Ready blend because I'm not... So that means I would need 8 redstone ore to make 1 bottle, which is 250 millibuckets, I guess. 250 millibuckets of mercury, 1 bottle. How does 1 bottle... It's not bottles, it's buckets. Or am I stupid? If it's... Okay. If that is true, and 1 bottle of mercury is 1,000 mercury, we are golden. I don't have to worry about this that much. I was under the assumption that MB stood for millibuckets. Ooh, diamonds. Don't see these too often. Does this have fortune? It does. Put that on for me. And that should be enough redstone. All that's left now is... well, okay, it's really important that we found cobalt fragments. Hopefully turning those into actual ore won't be that big of a deal. Now that we have cobalt fragments and redstone ore as an ore and not the dust, we can centrifuge it, get at least 8 drops of mercury, turn that into a bottle, put that bottle into a the chemical plant, put that in the chemical plant, get me 5 dash bars. I only need a few. If I can make some of the machines that make this process easier, I'm fine. Oh, it was showing the bakelite. I can make polymer too for just about the same thing. We already have the gas, we have fluorite, and we have coal powder. So why not just shred a bunch of coal into powder? Over here, recipes in place. Those are empty. Oh, okay. There's petroleum gas, 4 fluorite, and 8 coal carbon. You're not connected to power. Well, that's embarrassing. Okay, I would explain it. Yes, make polymer. This is gonna make me 4 polymer bars, isn't it? Oh my gosh, that's so expensive. 12 polymer for like 1. Yeah, I see where the inefficiency comes. Teflon. Let's just, you know what? I like microplastics actually. But before we can continue harvesting petroleum gas, we need to learn or figure out what to do with the other oils. So I could obviously store them. I could dump them like a environmentally friendly person. I don't know. But now we have polymer. Is that enough to make the centrifuge? Oh, we only needed 2 bars. Okay, let's just make this machine then. It's pretty simple. Centrifuge element, 4 titanium plates, 4 steel plates, and a motor. The centrifuge element, then the centrifuge itself, 2 polymer, 8 steel, 8 copper, centrifuge element, and an analog circuit board with the proper template. And just like that, I made a centrifuge. A big... Oh, you're tiny! What? I was expecting like another giant tower like this dumb thing. Well, that's good, because I don't have a lot of room here. Don't have a lot of room here. Now, centrifuge. Get this redstone. I'm in the wrong spot. I should be careful. That's cool. Nice. A drop of mercury. I wonder if I can even hold that. Probably get like poison, some sort of poisoning from something. Bottle. Bottle of mercury. Dash production. It is 1,000. That is good to know. So the good thing is, so we want 1 bottle of light oil. Oh, come on. Really? But that takes 2,800, I guess. Oh, it's also 1,000. Good. Wonderful. 1,000, 1,005 dash blend, and we finally... I don't even know how good dash really is. But it's by shredding rare earth, right? And just like that... Oh my gosh, this thing drains tons of power too. But we have dash. I'm not pronouncing that. Come on then, you lot. Places to go. I just made dash. I just made the amount of 12 pages of crafting for this stuff. It's so common in these recipes, it's not even funny. Transformer. I want to make the worker's alloy pickaxe so bad. I think I can now, though. As AoE, Vein Miner, Silk Touch, Fortune 2. The ore acidizer, that's an important machine, which we can make now. The Silex machine is pretty important from what I've seen, recipe-wise. Dash is used in everything. And now we have a not reliable way. I still have to somehow obtain redstone ore consistently, but it's possible. I have 5 bars to my name. Not sure what I'm going to spend them on. Probably on nothing for quite some time. Finally, after lots of crafting and resource gathering, I had dash, and this stuff was incredible. Not only used in tons of recipes, but just about anything made with it was indestructible, which I would come to find out before too long. So with that out of the way, I continued with the advancement of more and more of my machines. I needed an arc furnace to produce silicon, mainly because I wanted a better power generator like the industrial combustion engine. I also made a fractioning tower. This would allow me to separate oils even further, allowing me to obtain things like diesel and kerosene. What I really wanted on top of everything, though, was a cracking tower. This would allow me to refine crude oil into cracked oil, giving me even more ways to process and use my oil. All of this cool stuff, like usual, required lots of mining, And while mining, I finally found the strange ore veins my handbook was talking about. What do I do with this? Lithium powder. Okay, is it okay for me to mine this, or... Oh. That's not Hbm. What is that? Gas shale. Weird. Petroleum gas. Oh, you, dude. I've been struggling with petroleum for well, kind of what I'm doing down here is eliminating the petroleum problem, but I mean, I'll take free petroleum, petrol, gas, whatever. I'm starting to realize that there is... Okay, my lungs are burning. I was about to say something. I don't know if it's the blocks like these that actually cause that. Because there's times where I'll stand right next to them and nothing will happen. Okay, this thing is huge. I just realized as well, either this is extremely durable or it's unbreakable. Because I have yet to break this pickaxe. Look at this thing. I need to be careful. There's tons of uranium in here. What are these? What? What is that? Hydroreactive. Lithium. I needed lithium too. Look at all of this gas. Dude, this is gonna save me so much time. I don't even... Should I even be grabbing the chest itself? I forgot already. I can grind it into lithium on top of the large stores of lithium I have. I probably don't need copper. Look at the iron in here. The rare earth. This is crazy. Found some cinnabar too for extra mercury. I've got 38 redstone ore. I don't even need copper, but the idea that it's all just in here in front of me makes me want to grab it. Also, I believe smelting down schist... Okay. I don't like the burning. I can walk on this stuff. I can walk around it and, like, for the most part, nothing... Like, look at this. You're telling me I can stand right here and nothing will happen. I need to be careful, though. If that keeps up, I will give myself something that I can't cure. So... This is awesome. I have yet to make the missile silo. Honestly, with how much I dug out of this place, I don't even know how that would work. It would be in the middle of everything. Oh my gosh. Didn't even know you were capable of spawning there. Okay. First of all, I know it's technically a material more than it is a building block, but for now it's sitting in here because I've got a whole chest worth of it. I also have a perfect stack of shale, which means I might have dropped some somewhere. We're gonna have to start organizing our metals more because I don't have room anymore. And for now, the ores will all go in here. I will shred and process them when I need them because at this point, I keep finding stuff that requires either the ore or the powder or the... I don't know. Just, like... I need to keep it in its most basic form so I know how to process it later. Iron obviously needs to be burned with flux because I need steel. And I need steel bad. The cracking tower takes an absurd amount. You know, I was worried that I was gonna have to use a lot of rare earth to get the... What is this metal called? Niobium? But, oh, don't pick that up. But it turns out that I got a whole nother stack just running around down there. And according to... From the looks of it, this pickaxe that I have never breaks, so I'm just gonna use this for everything. Redstone goes in here. I want to make more mercury and make more desh, but I think a better generator is required. Not only does my arc welder drain power like it's nothing, but the centrifuge as well, and there's a ton of things I need to make with that. So my best bet is to get more power with a combustion engine. And seeing as we literally make, I've got the light oil out, I've got most of the petroleum out, I need to learn how to make process naphtha, I don't know, and heavy oil. The fractioning tower seems to be able to do it all. It can process, well, it's not going to tell me here, but heavy oil, it makes a lot of heavy oil, but it's not that fuel efficient. Like even naphtha provides over double. Light oil provides like 10 times that, over 10 times that amount. So am I gonna have to worry about polluting my bunker? Is that gonna like build up in my base? Am I gonna have to clean that up? That would be cool to figure out. What am I doing? All cracking. I'm trying to get hydrocarbons. What are these things called? Unsaturated hydrocarbons. They're used to make rubber, I think polymer, right? Polymer is kind of the one thing that has been holding me back so far. Is it really rubber? I think, yeah, it's rubber that I need this stuff for. And rubber is used for a lot of machines. So we need to get this figured out as soon as possible. Thankfully, we got tons of steel plates. And it's the arc furnace we want to make. Is it the arc furnace? No, the arc furnace requires polymer. Oh, just got petroleum gas to make this. Petroleum gas that makes the fluid identifier. We apply that to the barrel. Now it is labeled, and it can now take and export or import and export. It can now take and give stuff. So I can fill this to the brim with petroleum just like that. I can pick this up and I can just probably just throw it in here. Well, we need the right process here. Polymer making. What's it called? Polymer synthesis. That's what we want. Right. Now if we put this in here. Petroleum gas. Oh, what am I doing? Wait, yeah, petroleum gas. That's what's in here. I'm not sure if it works this way. I think it needs like a port or whatever, but if we take you, mark you with gas, take you, export, it'll export that. Okay, perfect. And now the last bits of our polymer recipe are... oh, just the fluorite and the coal dust. So what we will do is do 16 and 8. Actually, let's just try to make as much as possible. So 24 and 12. How much does that get us? It's 500 per bar, so this should make 16, no problem. We have 12, so if we take some and put it in here, fill it up again, export it, and this will make polymer. I just realized it actually puts the chemical, like the fluids in the structure. This guy has a lot. Whoever made this, they have a lot of attention to detail, because it's pretty cool. And I bet it goes down as the thing makes stuff. That it does. Well, there's all of our polymer. I was kind of worried that we would have to struggle to get that, but I mean, I guess not. 2 capacitors, 3 tubes, 4 lead wires, and I think 4 printed circuit boards. Oh, that's the arc welder. We need the soldering machine. Put the wire, circuit boards. There we go. Wow, it's so detailed. There we go. There's our circuit. Is the sun already... Okay, it's raining outside. All of this just to make silicon, by the way. For one little machine, I need to make 3 more machines to make that machine. So makes a 10K 20 hertz transformer, which you can put down, which has me concerned that I might have to actually build with one of those. So we have the circuit board, transformer, bricks, steel plates, polymer, everything. This isn't even the machine that I'm like looking forward to making. This is just, I mean, it'll probably replace these if I had to guess. An electric arc furnace sounds like it's faster and better than an iron furnace. It all leads back to me needing the combustion engine, the industrial combustion engine. I think this is a power producing, like, something that'll fuel my entire operation, but it needs a integrated circuit board, and that needs 4 microchips, which need printed silicon wafers. And the only way for me to get silicon, as far as I know, is by, well, asbestos is one way, but you can also do quartz powder, sand. I think gravel works. Oh, flint works. Flint and gravel. Flint and sand, what am I saying? Flint and sand will work. As well as a bunch of other stuff. But I don't need a lot. If I can use sand to make this, I will. So put all this stuff in there and let it do the work for me. How many cast plates? 8? What is wrong with you? All of that just to get silicon. But you know what? I think it will replace these guys. Assuming it works like... Oh, you've got to be kidding me. 2.5 million? Are those fuel rods? Okay, it doesn't look like it. I've seen those before. What am I gonna do with you? What is the point of being this freaking huge? I don't know what to do with this thing. Diesel generator. I do have diesel. So maybe we can use you to power this thing. I will be honest, the picture makes this thing look tiny. I'm a little worried as to how big the combustion engine might be. I mean, my goal was to like dig into the mountain further and have it line that whole back wall, but I guarantee that thing's probably like 15 blocks long. Now this should just fit right here. There we go. And as of like, for now, that'll go in there. What is that? Now, if I were to take, say, some copper. Okay. Don't know how I feel about it being unable to stack, but whatever. If we take our diesel, if I'm an idiot and use the stupid pickaxe's AoE ability, break everything. Put that back. Oh, and I already reset it. You know what? Whatever. We'll just fix it when we fix it. Now we get the crate for diesel. You're already identified as diesel. Run the diesel filter through you. Well, I feel like you should already know that. Export. Diesel. So, how do I turn this on then? I should have looked at that. I'm assuming it needs like rods. Can I shut you off? You just always gonna run? Can this thing burn anything? If my whole thing explodes from me doing this, I'm sorry. Okay, it's not that stupid. Maybe. That looks to be much worse. Oh, it's way better, actually. Probably less efficient because I'm using a diesel generator. I don't know. Okay, someone's gonna, like, explain the whole way that fuels work and how the diesel generator should not... I don't know, okay? I don't know if that's just the game that lets it do that or if that's an actual thing. I need to learn what these things are because I feel like I've seen them. I've seen them made out of, like, the most common... Here they are. Electrodes. Graphite electrode. 2 graphite, 1 steel bolt. I have graphite. I have graphite. I have graphite. It's in my bars. 4 graphite. Does it need all slots filled? I'm not sure. Electrodes. So it... Yeah, okay. You really need all 3 to work. Let's make graphite, but I think that needs coke. Pressing coke with a flat stamp. Well, how much power did that make us? Like nothing. But it's a way to get rid of fuels I don't need. I guarantee, well, I don't guarantee anything. Light oil, none. Hot crude oil, okay. If this thing can burn my heavy oil, I might as well just start offloading that. Let's just find out. Are we that lucky? No. Whoops. Okay, can we take that back? See, the barrels are good at giving, but not so much at giving that back. How do I take this out? How do I extract a fuel source? Whatever, not gonna worry about it right now. So we have 3 graphite electrodes. I'm not even gonna waste the extra power on that. Oh. Okay, if I knew that, I would have made the thing bigger. Whoops. Okay, let's go get sand. Sand. How much can this take? Couple slots. 18, maybe? Alright, how much power does this drain, though? That's the real question. Tens of thousands per second. $200... I would guess 500,000 units of energy. Or 2, like, I would assume, what, billets? 2 billets of silicon? Bowls? Well, that's cool, I guess. Very weird machine. I'm not sure I would need it that often. If I match this with something else... Did it bring it back? No, it just erased it. You know what? That's fine. I will take that over not knowing what to do. Like, I don't even remember. The cracking tower? This is what I wanted to make this entire time. I had to make this thing. And I bet after I make this, if it's bigger than that... We might even have to... I might have to move my stuff outside. That, or I... fit everything here into this corner and put the giant engine over here because I need a way to produce power with something that isn't a wood stove, a furnace. I will also need my my iron furnaces. I don't know why I got rid of them. Cracking tower. Let's just get this stupid thing over with. Scaffolds. Shells. Polymer. Niobium. Catalysts. How big? Oh no. Oh no. It doesn't even fit in my... Hold on. If I had known... Oh my gosh. Another cracked key. Ow. This thing is... We're talking a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 technically. 7 by 6 by like 20. I should not have placed all of this inside of a big building. But at the same time, like, I don't really know where to move my stuff at this point. So I'm coring out this entire mountain just to fit, like, just another machine. And I'm worried now that I may have... Well, I can't really say anything. I didn't know that there would be like this much to this mod. I was kind of expecting just like a thing where I can sit back and make bombs or something. You know, there's a little bit of machinery in there. It's just a bunch of nuclear stuff. That's what I was thinking. And here I am building an oil processing plant because I need to. It's so over. Once this is put down, how am I gonna cover this? Look at this thing. Just took my entire bunker idea and threw it in the trash because things are just huge. And it's too late, I think. Not too late, but I'm also just too lazy to sit and like... Packing up and moving everything will take so much time. So what we're gonna do is just kind of build like not a smokestack of sorts, but kind of like a cooling tower, but not a cooling tower, just something to make this look not horrid. Even if that something is literally just a giant pillar of stone bricks, I think really it doesn't matter too much that it's poking out, but I feel like zombies and other things can get in, so very least I can wrap around the tower itself, because while the base is as big as it is, the rest of the building is not. So I can just... Oh yeah, I can just cover all of that. I'm gonna have to open up this because I need access to all of the ports. I need 3 ports to export to and 2 ports to import from. Steam can come from another boiler, probably the industrial one, so that I don't have to worry about it blowing up when it fills up. Fractioning tower can be moved, maybe. I don't know. I'll do my best to keep stuff like as it is, but something is telling me that there's just a possibility that I might have to pick up house and move elsewhere, which would be, as you can see, absolutely horrible. I mean, I can just pick all these crates up. These aren't an issue, but picking up the 50 different machines I've got out here seems pretty bad. So, according to the guidebook, though, everything from the petrochemicals page is done. We've used a chemical plant, fractioning tower, catalytic crack. Well, not yet, but we're about to use the cracking towers whenever I get the time to. We have made polymer, dash. I can make solid fuel, but I haven't. I've already made liquid fuels. I've made diesel and kerosene. In advanced machinery, I've already made the centrifuge. The ore acidizer is probably what I'll make at some point. Again, we need the bigger generator. Diesel generator, I guess, works. If I can process heavy oil, I might not even need the giant combustion generator. But the diesel one, if I can figure out how to get a large amount of fuel for that thing, the diesel might be the way to go. And so began my never-ending goal to obtain a large and reliable source of power. The diesel engine was decent at best, but constantly burning fuels I didn't reliably have was out of the question. So I looked towards the industrial combustion engine yet again, having just about everything to make it except for one key component: dense wires. If I wanted to make dense wires, I first needed to make some in an arc welder, then make a mold to use in the crucible. The issue is that the recipe for a single dense wire took an insane amount of power. and I would spend the days of 47 through 61 trying to get any bit of power I could to fuel the arc welder long enough to create this thing. First, I wanted to make the cracking tower. With cracked oils, I could create a lot more fuels and synthetic materials, but these didn't help too much. I then thought I should make a lithium-ion power cell, as my problem could be solved if I stored all the energy beforehand, but that didn't quite work out either. On top of the power cell, cracked fuels, and 4 diesel generators, with the inclusion of 2 power-saving upgrades for the welder, I still couldn't get enough power. At this point, I was losing hope on the combustion engine. If diesel engines were this bad, how would the giant version be any better? I started looking towards steam production instead, seeing as I had boilers, and with this being a playthrough about obtaining nuclear power, which is also just making steam, I figured I could try steam production instead. By day 61, I had made 2 steam turbines, and with all of my previous upgrades combined, I was ready to try and make this dense wire, which, while I wouldn't need for the combustion engine anymore, was still used in the industrial steam turbine, so still very crucial. 500,000 power? I have been trying to figure this out for so long, and you mean to tell me that in moments, this thing just generated 1,000,000 power? If I hook this up right now. Hold on. Oh my gosh, it still drains so much. Oh, we were so close. I cannot believe I spent 4 diesel generator. You know what? Here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna get some diesel. I need these 2 to basically... It's slow, but if both of them generate up to 1,000,000 power... What is it, day 60 already? I've been on this for like 10, 12 days at this point, all just to make an engine. Really, it's just to power my arc welder. It's so expensive. But I think once these 2 fill up, power cell's drained. Once those fill up, I'm going to turn on... Well, that's dead too, that's wonderful. I put a coal coke in there. Great. Any more than that. So I'm going to charge this. We're going to get diesel, load up those engines. If I have enough, I do. Turn those on. Turn these on. Have everything go into this arc welder. And maybe then, after 10 plus days of sitting here brainstorming, will I have a dense wire and the ability to make every other big machine I wanted to make. It's just been so silly, this whole thing, because I've tried diesel. Well, obviously I've tried diesel generators. I have 4 of them. I've tried diesel. I've tried the steam engine. I was kind of redoing it with the turbines. If I knew that the turbines did this, 900,000 power, these providing a rate of this charge to... Shut up. We need 1,000,000 power at least, so I'm gonna have to let that charge up. For now, I can take the rest of this naphtha. It's a little frustrating, I guess, how the game kind of wants you to use more than one cracking tower and more than one refinery. I get that, like, you can have multiple recipes for a bunch of things, but to have, like, say, Desh, for example, which I have quite a bit of, to have Desh require light oil, and have light oil come from crude oil refinery only, kind of silly. And I guess, yes, I could crack the oil, but cracking oil gives me cracked light oil, which doesn't work. There's no way to transform it, so the only way is to revert this back to a crude oil refinery as opposed to a cracked oil refinery. At the very least, it lets me get normal naphtha, which lets me make pure diesel as opposed to cracked diesel, which is a little less efficient. We're just letting this power cell charge. Then we're turning on all 4 generators, connecting the steam turbines. Well, we're going to put the power cell in, start the generators, connect these. I mean, theoretically... Oh, don't do that. If I do this... Yes, power shouldn't go anywhere because I closed the entire circuit just to this arc welder. That is just how much power I've been requiring for this thing. But I made tier 3 anvil with dash bars with 13 to spare. I'm gonna need a lot more, but thankfully we have some hydrocarbons stored. So things like bakelite, for example. Bakelite is a lot easier to make than I thought it was. Aromatic hydrocarbons can come from cracking. Obviously, if I make another cracking tower, I could probably figure this out. Radiolysis machine's probably my best bet. That or reforming, because I can reform naphtha. Reformate is very good. Oh my gosh, this is what I need to make. I don't have technetium. I think the other material is cadmium. It'll ever switch. Yeah, cadmium, and cadmium requires like willow leaves or something like that. Yeah, mustard willow leaves. So there is an opening for us to make cadmium or technetium. Technetium? Don't know. Requires uranium-239. Now, uranium-239 is what we've been... I'm assuming that's what this is. Could be any one of these, really. Hopefully it's the 238, because I don't know how to, like, craft them. So a Silex machine would get us uranium to get technetium or technetium. I don't know how it's pronounced. Don't hate me for it. Okay. Gotta be kind of quick about this. Not really, though. 4 generators. Power cell. And there we have it. It only took me 11 days. It's day 60. I need to make the industrial turbine. I think that's what my plan will be. I'm gonna pour out even more of my base. So glad I can actually finally talk. Every single time I've tried to open up with me attempting this, it's been a failure, and I don't want to show me like just uselessly blabbering. So this machine, we're gonna set up a turbine and a steam industrial boiler, maybe 2, maybe 3, I don't know. We can do it now. Steel is running out. Iron is running out, which is what we need for steel. We're gonna need a lot more titanium. Actually, we won't need titanium. I've got a whole stack and a half of that. Not to mention... Oh. I really don't have much left in terms of titanium. But enough to make 3 blades. And even then, the Leviathan turbine? Well, there's no way I'm making this. I would probably need like a nuclear reactor or something to for the Leviathan bomb. Oh, levitation bomb. I should read. Industrial turbine. It has from what I'm seeing, an efficiency of 100% means that this will easily power itself because we do have access to infinite water. And if that's not the case, I mean, coal's pretty easy to make, charcoal's even easier to make, so just the standard firebox would work too. And I have a free boiler. Probably gonna put this boiler back, as well as the firebox, because this was used for oil processing. Yeah, let's clear this up. We have the ability to make the industrial steam turbine. So now that I realized the capabilities of steam power, I set to work on making more improvements to my bunker. Primarily creating the industrial steam turbine, I quickly found myself needing more materials, so it was back to mining. After I had found schist, the weird blue rock, I became rather curious of depth rock as well. Seeing as it required explosives to harvest, I decided to give it a try. Am I going? Where was I just at? Okay. So, book. That's not a book. Here we go. The guidebook says that this, I'm going to assume, is depth rock. It requires explosives. It's also at bedrock level, if not below bedrock level. Now, and I could be wrong, but there is also an achievement. Some of these are very weird. Oh, here we go. The Abyss. I want to know how to get into there. And if that requires blowing up... If that requires blowing up this bedrock layer to get down there, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know how strong stuff is down there, if it even is dangerous. But it sounds scary. I just got done mining. I think my clock, that is the moon setting for day 64. So in a minute, it'll be day 65 probably by the time I get out. I should have the materials to make any kind of explosive. I mean, I've stockpiled so much stuff at this point. Why is there so many squids? In a skeleton. I put on this armor now, and I'm not projectile resistant. Or projectile proof, I guess I should say. So skeletons hurt, which is kind of annoying. Missed when they didn't do that. Yeah, take that. Okay. As per usual, I'm just stacked, loaded with all sorts of good stuff. I'm going to keep everything in raw ore blocks. Reason why the Abyss is intriguing me is I want to make a bedrock ore processor. I don't know how to get bedrock ore. My guess is either the processor mines it, or I get a drill that mines it, or it's something I find in the Abyss, which is below bedrock. Theoretically, if this layer I just found is breakable, which the guide says it is, and I can break through it to a deeper biome, I'm speculating. I've got no clue. But if that is the case, we do have a combo filter that blocks just about anything. I finally learned that if I just shift and right click with this thing in hand, that is how you switch filters. And then when you have a mask on, you just put it on like that. Now that's a very expensive... I don't know what's going on out there. That is a rather expensive filter, so if I don't have to use it, I won't, but... I mean, it wasn't that bad. It was pretty easy to make. It was just like clay and iron powder and stuff. I found one of these locked stone blocks, and I was for some reason dumb enough to break it, so that was really annoying, but... I saw a block that I was able to open with the cracked key. Well, assuming I could fix the cracked key, which I can't. Now, dynamite synthesis. Is this what we'll need? We need to make dynamite. Sugar. Is that how it is in the chemical plant? Niter, sugar, and sand. Okay. Well, I do have some sugarcane. It's 2 per sugar, so we'll just get 12 niter. I have a lot of materials to get through, but I guess that is always a good thing. Right click to change timer, sneak click to arm. Timed bomb's probably what I want. I want to like set something to where it doesn't immediately blow up as soon as I use it. So I think make timed bombs. Paper, string, and slime. This makes 4 bombs, correct? Be able to make those now. I want to stick 3 of them together on a timed explosive. Mining charge. Will drop all blocks, does not do damage. Okay, okay, I see what I need to do. String, paper, slime ball. Now, I don't know how many charges I need. 4 mining charges. Don't damage, drop all blocks. That sounds great. Should I make a better sword? Don't need those. Did make the electric press. way faster than just about everything else I've used so far. So we'll take you. I don't have anything for that. Oh, they get cold fast. Okay, I did not know that. We'll need a hot meteorite ingot and a cobalt sword. Don't know how quick we have to be, but I think we'll be quick enough. Hot bar, and there we go. A decorated cobalt sword with Luck of the Collector. I'm assuming that is gonna give us extra loot. Well, I have my mining charges. I have a new sword, which I'm going to enchant. Can't see enchantments. Sharpness 3, knockback 2. Again, I very well could just be wasting my time doing all of this, but I am desperate in the need for resource gathering, or just resources in general. And if this is how I get it, then that's what we're gonna do. Let me take this mask off. It's so hard to... It makes it so much more difficult to see. We have food. I have a sword. I have a rocket launcher. I do have guns, but no way to make ammunition for those guns. I'm kind of scared because I've yet to see any of the advanced glyphid hives. Well, I call them advanced, but just not these. Like I've shown before, there is a ton of different types. So either they're not in the game or they're down deeper than we've ever been. From what this achievement is telling me, enter the abyss, and then sewage-infused garbage world, the terror of knowing. Even goes to like a boss maybe? There's got to be a reason why the mod gives you the capabilities to make such good like armor. Like there's no reason for me to make MIDI environment suit chestplate, whatever the heck that is, or power armor. The zombies aren't killing me, so there's something worse down here somewhere. I'm about to find out what it is, and maybe die in the process. Full advanced alloy is pretty strong, so got a gas mask. Could be just talking all of this up. We went to bedrock. Here it is. Right click to change timer, sneak click to arm. Okay, well, we'll just throw this smack in the center. How high can we go? I can go down. I can go as quick as 5 seconds. So I'm actually, I'm kind of scared. The map doesn't tell me anything, and usually the map would tell me if there's enemies. Maybe I'm just too high? Okay, whatever. Enough stalling. Okay. It goes deeper than bedrock. I I don't know how to feel about that. Dude, I'm so scared. I really don't want to go down here. But you know what? Science. Let's put 10 seconds on that. Okay. Well, it can't hurt. What? That's not the abyss. Liars. How do I mine bedrock ore? See, and then that's confusing because there's values anywhere, not just where these ores are. So clearly, maybe I need the scanner down here. Bedrock extractor. Processor. Maybe I need the processor, or I need to blow up these veins directly. I might actually look that one up because I have no idea, and I don't want to like waste another explosive if I could just waste it on more of this. So, okay. This is tier 1. It's all different types, so I want this right here. I need to mark the... Okay. How do I mark? Bedrock. Save. That's smack center of all 9 nodes. I did a little reading. There's no abyss. So, well, at least there's none on the wiki. Maybe there is an abyss biome. I'm not sure why There's an achievement for entering the abyss, unless that's something in the end or the nether, whatever. That large mining drill I made like so long ago, that's apparently what I need. So it's pretty cool that we were able to discover that, but I need to do quite a bit of work around my base before I'm able to extract that stuff. It is also useful to know that I think that was copper bedrock or thorium, unless the color doesn't matter. I'm not sure. I hope I can find more. This this bedrock ore does solve my or answer my question on if I'm able to obtain resources more easily, because I am able to get an infinite amount of resources from that. So I have more plans. Obviously, setting up some form of turbine energy system is top priority, because I mean, it is. We'll make the industrial steam turbine with 2 boilers. Hopefully that provides what this thing needs. I just have to actually do this stuff, and I have to figure out how I'm going to make this thing. I think what I want to do is remove you. We'll just start back here somewhere. So after being a bit disappointed, I set up a back room for my industrial turbine, and by day 70 or so I had it up and running. It wasn't the fastest machine at the moment, however, as I didn't have any good heating method. Apart from nuclear power, there wasn't much I could do to make my steam engines more efficient. By this point, it had been long enough into the playthrough without me working on anything nuclear related, and I wanted to finally start mining uranium. To do this safely, I needed a rad suit, and since I was so far ahead with my technology, I could make one of the best ones available. At this moment in time, however, I was also making the ore acidizer. Alright, we are finishing up. I just need 12 steel plates, titanium plates. Wow, would you look at that? Sure, I won't need these later down the line for something. There's our shells. Using up the last bits of our dash, which is always nice. So make this in an anvil assembly machine. Acidizer. That in there. We're gonna need more turbines, so... In the beginning, I found it weird as to why it makes you make a blueprint for every single machine. Now that I'm looking at how many of these machines and how many duplicates you technically require, I can kind of see where where these blueprints come from. Because if you really wanted to, for whatever reason, you could automate building machines. I personally will never need to do that because I'm not insane. But it is something you could do if for some reason you wanted to, like, mass produce boilers or something. Like, you know, you would need boilers if you wanted to make a giant steam engine. It's day 75. I hope so. Acidic. Ow, my skin. Not that big. Hydrogen peroxide. Okay, that's step 1. Very cool. New machine. Might be dumb, but I think it's time for this burner to go. Put down my acidizer. Well, if it's not... It takes 1,000,000 power. Okay, that tells me everything I need to know. Great. You know what I wanted in my life? Another machine that has a abnormally large... And it just took all of that. Okay, well, I better not break this thing now. Let's see. We need another chemical plant. A infinite water source. This game and its recipes. So much. And now I don't want to, like, waste too much. Especially if I can get a hold of the acidizer. It's going to be so much, like, it's going to be so worth it if I can get this to, if I can pull this off, I guess. Maybe the chemical factory? I guess that just does it probably on a mass scale, so... Let's just make another one of these really quick. I need to just do it. I think the most obvious, well, not obvious solution, but the best solution is to just put it behind. Put it behind. It'll be automatic, and as long as it's connected to power, it's not going anywhere. Really quick, I can actually make another infinite water source. I think it's just... yeah. And if it's infinitely producing it, it's fine. If this thing just fills up, then it fills up and I don't have to worry about it. We need hydrogen peroxide. That requires dye and a iron plate. Just getting all this ready before I start doing the stuff so I don't go back and forth. Hydrogen peroxide. We'll just make a little section back here. I think this is the smartest way to do it. Or like the only... well, obviously it's the smartest way. There we go. Not sure why that was so difficult. Quiet down. Hydrogen... water... yes. Best part? No byproducts. So it's just pure hydrogen peroxide, and all I have to do is put infinite water. Obviously it needs... does it? Yeah, it does need energy, so... I won't connect all this back up until I leave, so what I will do is put you here. Put the infinite water source here, and that will automatically fill up. Thermal capacity. Oh, I never read that before. Boilable, heatable. Okay, that's gonna work. Once I power this on by leaving, it will continuously make hydrogen peroxide for the acidizer. And then finally, like 3 days later, I can triple my ore output. And this thing fills it back up, no problem. So I'm good to leave, right? Yep. Power is restored. This thing is filling up with hydrogen peroxide. What I'm going to do, because I, again, don't have a good source of fuel, we're just going to put the firebox back and let this work. Again, it won't be a lot of power. I think it's like 1,000 per tick, which compared to the like wood generators of 100 per tick, it's still a lot better, but nowhere near the amounts that we would need, like the whole 3 billion energy just to make a nuclear warhead. That is, as it stands, unachievable. Why are you losing energy? Steam. Whoa, 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 whoa. Uh-oh. Stop. Oh, you hold a lot of steam. Okay, I was about to say, that thing's gonna blow up if I don't connect this properly. Now this will make steam and very slowly power this turbine. But I mean, like, that's not bad. It's not good, but it's not bad. And it's gonna hold low pressure steam forever. Now, we can take our lead ore. You can't be serious. That's incredibly slow. It better do it all at once. Well, make me start. Okay, no, we're not doing this. Please tell me it does a stack at a time. If it's only one for that much, or at least like 8, how much power is this using? No way. It's not happening. There's no, yeah, no. I knew it would take a lot of power when I saw that 1 million limit, but wow. Shredders it is. You know, shredders don't let me down. Especially now that I have the dash blades. So we need 50, 200 lead powder. Should be achievable. I'm gonna sleep. Advanced requires 2 cloths. 2 cloths is 16 string. Oh, I didn't pay attention to that. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. It's 4 cloth. It's not 1. You know what? That's good though. I have so much extra lead. Yeah, I have so much extra lead. It's not a big deal. Okay, so 4, that means we only need about 50 divided by 4 is 12. We'll do 13. 13 to get over 50. 13, 8 times 13, that's 104. Yes, 8 times 13 is 104. 104 string, and then 52 lead powder. Okay, you know what? I'm using 1 stack of lead as opposed to 4 stacks. So that's gonna be great. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it says to make the acidizer. I don't even think the diesel engine could keep up with that. It says to make it like before significantly more energy. The diesel generator, I'm gonna be honest, kind of sucks. I required 4 of them just to make a dense wire. Yeah, I think steam is the way to go, but again, I need so much more dash and just all of this other stuff. 64 plus 50, that's 100, and this should be more than enough. Well, I don't know that, but we'll find out once that 52 goes out. All right, 52 hazmat cloth. You know, we're gonna just straight away. How much I need? Not that much. 26 advanced hazmat cloth, and then let's be exact about this. So 1, 4 plus 7, 11, 19, 26. So we have an exact amount. 26 cloth is what I need. Oh, I made the exact amount. Wow, I'm actually like smart or something, I guess. Now, rubber requires hydrocarbons and sulfur, and I really need my hydrocarbons, so that's not happening. Latex, on the other hand, is just made from dandelions. We're pressing logs, and I can do that easy. Flat stamp, it's already done. Right? Flat stamp. Oh, don't tell me it has to be specific. Flat stamp. Only jungle wood. Really? That's annoying. Otherwise, I have to farm dandelions for 1 piece of latex. 1 piece of latex makes 1 bar. I would need 26 or like 200 flowers. I do have nature's compass. Here in this thing. You know what? Jungle. Let's find a jungle. 2,000 blocks away. You know what? Day 76, we're going on a trip. Yeah, so I don't have any clue how I'm going to get anywhere in this mod, at least in one video. This is a huge commitment to just building and assembling and exploring and just doing everything. If I truly wanted to like make 3 videos over this, I could, assuming that you guys would want me to. I've been having a lot of fun. Mod seems pretty fun. I would assume it's pretty fun. I'm like 20 hours into recording at this point, over 20 hours. So if I'm still playing it, that says something. We're gonna go find this jungle, maybe mine some meteorites or some other structures along the way. I would like to scrap for more steel. I also just realized that it's 2 latex bars per piece of armor, so I would not need like 120. I would need like 240 dandelions. What was I getting at? There's a lot of structures I can find. Some of them seem really important, and if I can find them, they'll give me such a big boost in progression. Of course, that requires finding those structures. Not gonna say what they are because some of them are pretty cool. And even though I might have spoiled them for myself, I won't spoil them for you if I find them. If I don't find them, well then I guess we'll never know what I'm talking about. There's hot meteors. Those look like building. Hold on. I did not know about... Well, I don't know what that is. Those could just... Did I just find like a city? Oh. Is that an oil rig? I can't even believe what I'm seeing right now. What is this thing? This thing looks awesome. Oh my gosh. What was that? What's going on? Is someone shooting at me? Don't make me get my Panzerschreck back. If there's people on here, you're dying. I did not think about occupied structures. If that is a... Oh my gosh, what is going on? I didn't want to build up. because I felt like I would ruin the structure. I think there's enemies on. Wait, it's kind of cheesy, but I would rather not blow up this thing if I don't have to. There's creepers. Is this, what, concrete, I guess? Even concrete is useful. If this is concrete. It is concrete. Like, that alone... That's bad. That is very bad. I do not need one of those going off on me. That is going to blow up this... Well, I don't remember. There's an orange creeper and there's a tan creeper. Oh, it's broken. Alright, hold on. Loot? This thing is awesome. I have a problem. Can I break these without them detonating on me? Because if I detonate one, they're all coming down as well. This is what I was talking about. Like, it's a tech mod, but is that at? Oh my! I just clicked out of the screen. Okay, I paused. Am I back? What's going on? You don't understand. I'm so nervous that these will just blow up on me. Why is stuff like just exploding? Do I have my crowbar? I still have my crowbar after all this time. Little does he know I have this thing called knockback. Okay, so this barrel looks like it's on its own, so I'm gonna attempt to break it, and if it doesn't kill me, safe to say we are going to be scrapping this oil rig. Can I break this? Corroded barrel. There's crates down there. Okay. Don't do it! Oh my gosh. I don't know why I was yelling at the creeper like it would listen to me. That could have been really bad. I'm not too worried about the deco blocks. I mean, I might as well strip them down because it's 16 steel per stack. Motors. Heating coils. Stuff that I really hate making, but now I have in my hands. Presto logs. Solid fuel. Filing cabinets. Cigarettes. Very nice. Don't smoke, probably. Combustion engine piston. Do you know how useful that is? Assuming it's what I think it is. Okay, filing cabinets, a computer. I really hope that I can recycle this somehow. All right. Day 75, and I'm not getting logs. However, I have found something infinitely more useful. Now let me potentially hurt myself really bad. These poles might be worth something. The bricks might be worth something. More crates down here, and crates I can open with my crowbar. Crate opener. Fractioning tower. Okay. Oh man, you know what? Hold on. If I break it and put it down. Interesting. Is that like a bug? Are those... No... Good thing I saw that. That's probably why there was so much explosions going on. That's why there's so much ash here, isn't there? Okay. So there was fractioning towers in there and I did not get them. Probably because that would have been busted. I mean, they're not hard to make. I wonder why... Okay. What is going on? What the heck? Hold on. Hold on. Game. Stop giving a breeding reactor? I don't know what that is. Oh my gosh. There's so much stuff. What do I do with all of to be implemented? Then why is it in here? Please, I don't need any more stuff. You gave me too much. You know what? This crate's full. This crate's also a free blast furnace. Antidote. You know what? Signal flares. Oh, that's crude oil, I just realized. No, not much of a use for that. Wow. And there is so many of these. And the sound is just so loud. A few centuries ago, a cow died for this. And asbestos. Yes, please. I can... You know what? This chest alone is just gonna have nothing but canned food. Overcharged delirium XT. Heart attacks. A winding key. You know what? That's gonna be really useful for 5,000 cans of food I just got. I guess the only thing left to do now is just break the legs. Well, if we can help it, which just really that depends on my patience. I guess all that's left to do now is to break apart these, like, everything here for steel. Now, I think everything sinks because it is old Minecraft, so I'm just gonna double check really quick. Like, stuff just falls straight down, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. If I really need steel, I'll come back. I know where this place is, anyway. I have so much stuff now. It's not even funny. I came here for rubber, and I got mystery meat, and I don't know what's in my inventory. 15 different grenades. A breeding reactor. I can make plutonium, or polonium, or whatever the heck. I don't know. I'm not a nuclear engineer. Thermonuclear, whatever the heck. Whatever fancy terminology you want to use. A glyphid hive. They better not come after me, because they don't know what they're messing with. The weapons in my arsenal could level a small city, probably. Now, we want a warhead powerful enough to destroy... Well, not small city. Maybe like a house. I could probably blow up a house with what I've currently got. I need the firepower to level a city. Okay, now that I'm away from all the spawned zombies, let me check. Tons of random foods. It all probably just does the same thing. But maybe if we die somehow, I might try this, because if I die, I lose all my XP, so... Signal flares, not sure. Grenades, antidotes. Cool stuff. Put these in here too. In the other crate, however, I have an explosive charge. Combustion engine pistons, or a set, combustion engine piston set, I think. Whatever that is. Presto logs. A burner press, a broken tank, an assembly machine, a breeding... That's what I'm very interested in. I have not seen this machine. I have not looked at this machine. I have not seen any recipes that use this machine, so I do wonder what this is for. Tons of random loot. 30 barrels. If I make a custom nuke, you know, we're loading that thing up, apparently. I got another, like, oil survey detector. Bunch of random materials. Another steel crate. Just a bunch of good stuff. Sun is rising. It would be day 76. Great. Means we're over 3/4 of the way there, and I'm nowhere near a nuclear reactor. I haven't even gotten uranium yet. That's kind of why I'm here, but I need some saplings to fall. I do have one. Need a little more than that, so that I can grow these back at home if I need to. Okay. What is it? Night of 77? Night of 76? Do I even want to look at this stuff? I don't really have a choice. I do hope these bottle caps have a use. I do have a lot of them. Actually, I have even more than that. Oh, and I have so much junk. Okay. That took way too long. It's already like midday. The sun is setting on day 77. It's horrible. Okay, I have the flat stamp. I'll just make a bunch of this, and then I can finally make the suit I've been wanting to make for like 5 days already. You know, it is a good thing I got a bunch of extra lead. I didn't see that I need lead for the reinforced plate, so that's 26? Yes. 26 lead reinforced hazmat cloth. Now the goggles require 2 glass and an extra iron plate. You... Oh no. Now, 7 hazmat cloth. Can't. What day is it? 78. So now, after 78 days, I can mine uranium. Is that it, right? I don't think I need anything else. This gives me a protection value of like 2. 1.2, 1.8, yeah, 2. A stack of uranium ore. Uranium ore technically doesn't even radiate anything. I could have probably grabbed this the entire time. Now the filter might go down. I don't know if it goes down just always or if it is based on me being inside of toxic gases. I don't know. I don't really care. I have a bunch of those filters and they're really easy to make. I am getting uranium, but that does leave the question, or that does beg the question of what I'm supposed to do with that. The book says I can enrich it, or enrich uranium, or I can turn it into plutonium. If you're looking for something more powerful, you can set up an enrichment cascade of 2 gas centrifuges to produce uranium fuel with leftover uranium-238. Transmute the natural uranium into yellow cake, then uranium hexafluoride to do so. Natural uranium will work. That's kind of what I'm going to go for. If I do need to enrich for some reason, I will. I do want to try the Chicago pile because that looks cool. And this is kind of what I really wanted to make. The Hbm Nuclear Reactor. I think that's the small one. Yes. It's not insane. That was another meteorite, so great. Does it it requires rubber, so that's going to be fun. But we are really close. And I should be able to... Wrong one. I may have overestimated my need for the uranium suit, or the hazmat suit. I don't really care. I'll just grab a bunch of this and then head back up and see what I can do with it. I have a hazmat suit and I have uranium. I think I can just straight up cook it. Hold on. Just to be safe. Is there anything else I can do with it? I can shred it into uranium powder. Stack of which does 2.1 rads per second. It only has 2 points of radiation resistance. I would assume that that means that I can probably live with this for at least a few seconds. Now, you're going to get thrown in there. But wait, is that what I want to do? Uranium powder. Make uranium sand, uranium bars, dust, neptunium powder. That is way more reactive. I can throw it in the Silex reactor. Probably more efficient, but that requires like the laser and stuff, and I am not doing that. How would I get 235 and 238 though? I might need the Silex machine to get these special ones. There doesn't seem to be a way to obtain them through smelting natural uranium. There's not 8 billets. Quad rod. Okay, oh, this is what I'll need. A Hbm natural uranium fuel rod. Generates 30 heat per tick, lasts 250,000 ticks. That's quite a lot of time. Okay, well, I will quit talking because I'm really good at making incredibly long in-person things. Although I should be a little more used to it now. I'll probably cut out a lot of stuff that's just kind of filler. I will make the flare gun to see what the signal supply drops are for. And then I will start work on the Hbm fuel reactor. It's day 79. I have 21 days to set up and utilize a nuclear reactor. I think the one thing I will use that for is, if you remember, in the very beginning we made a large mining drill. And there is bedrock ore that I marked. which can only be obtained with a mining drill. So I guess that the one thing I could use the nuclear reactor for is the drill, because it does take a lot of power. You know, I don't really know what I'm doing, but at the same time, we are making progress, and I'm basically on the last page, and this isn't hard to make at all. The only one I would maybe need to figure... No, I can do boron powder too. It's literally... I have everything I need. I just maybe need more circuits and, well, concrete really, or whatever this is, and then more steel pipes and shells. I might not have enough steel for that. Okay, whatever. Day 79. Probably give or take like 2 or 3 days, because I can't count. And we are somehow figuring this mod out. Now that I was finally able to harvest uranium, I was on the final stretch of this mod. With about 20 days to go, there wasn't a lot of time left to get a reactor up and running, and I still had to build the thing in the first place. My first order of business was a solidification machine. This could take my excess oils and turn them into oil tar, which I could use to make large tanks to store tons of fluids or gases in. Sometime at this point, I also got a visit from someone called the Mask Man, who or whatever that was, and while he didn't destroy anything or kill me, I went out of my way to make an ammo press just in case he ever came back. Moving on, I went ahead and stockpiled Dash as well, getting around 50 Dash bars to be used in just about everything I'd ever need till the end of the 100 days. While making Dash, I also went ahead and made tons of polymers, bakelite, and other resources made through refining oils, really wanting to just have a lot of excess for when I needed it. To help with my large stockpile, I also made a Dash crate, which was able to store tons of materials. By day 90, I had also made a steel furnace, and also noticed that the glyphids around me were evolving, as there were more variants as opposed to the smaller brown ones I'd been seeing. After doing all of this random work, however, I was ready to construct the reactor on day 91. Alright. What is it? 91? I think it's 91. I have the flare gun. I'm gonna use this first. I don't even know if these are worth it. Ooh, okay. I did not see the yellow one. Stop that. Wonderful. Please tell me I didn't, like, ruin that by shooting it into the ground. I kind of assumed that a flare would stay lit, even if it was shot into the floor. I'm gonna shoot the next one into the air. Okay, stop twirling the gun. Just reload it, please. Okay, so it's probably... Yeah, see, there's one over there. Okay, let's try shooting this in the air like an actual flare gun. I kind of just assumed that it would bounce off the floor and stay there. Should I shoot it straight up? Probably. There we go. Oh, please don't. Better just send a care package and not like a bomb. Oh, and the plane's gone. If this is like the food crates that I've been finding everywhere, I'm gonna be so mad. What is that? I mean, it is food. Rat away. Okay, that was just food. The other one could have been just as useful, but I was an idiot and shot it into the floor. That's all right. Where? I'm on level 43. I'm kind of impressed that I've been able to stay this much alive so far. Whatever. Okay. The reactor. I think I finally have... I know how to spell. I have the capability of making everything... Rubber. Well, you know what? It's a good thing we got unsaturated hydrocarbons. This is 8,000. 8,000 should make exactly 16, so it is a very good thing that I have that. Now, I do have rubber synthesis, rubber production, I guess. The breeding reactor. Look how expensive. Well, it's not expensive, but like technetium, I don't know the name of that. I got that for free just from exploring, so we really need to do that more. I am on day 91 and it's already midday. I'm kind of running out of time to explore, but maybe in the future, if I for some reason want to do a part 2, because I mean, fusion reactor, radiation powered engine. I don't know what that is. Star metal, Saturnite, all sorts of stuff I can still make that I haven't even like scratched the surface of. There's a lot of stuff that comes from bedrock that I haven't even touched yet, like borax, niobium, hematite, fluorocalcite, malachite. I do have some malachite, and then neodymium. Neodymium, that's for magnets. I don't know. The point is, there is so much that has to do with bedrock ores, and I feel like that's where this game gets like infinitely more complicated, because you can just do so... Okay, that was not a good one to pick. You can do so much with this stuff, like non-metal bedrock ore, primary fraction, lower weight. What does that mean? Why would I... Like, there's so much I can do with bedrock ores and whatever this junk is. And I feel like it's needed if I ever want to make some of the biggest machines in the game. Anyway, enough of that. I need to finally quit putting off this reactor. Okay, I went AFK for a bit, but it looks like everything's done. Just get 16 bars of graphite. I might as well make more. I've got quite a bit to go here. 8 boron, and this is it right here. If I'm not dumb. Assembly machine, yeah, I need one more template. Oh, how much power is this gonna take? Probably not too much. Blue reactor. Now, 4 shells, 8 pipes, 8 boron, 16 graphite, 16 rubber, 16 concrete, 4 scaffolds, and then 4 circuit boards. What day? Oh, it's already midday. 92 days. That's how long it took me. And I mean, I definitely could have done it faster, but that's how long it took me to build, theoretically, a nuclear reactor. Once this thing's done, anyway. Don't put it in there. Boom. The Zernox nuclear reactor. How do I get up here? What does this... Water is required. CO2 is required. Pressure can be reduced by venting CO2, however, too low a pressure and cooling efficiency and steam production will be reduced. Look out for meltdowns. Coolant. CO2 transfers heat from the core to the water. This will boil it into super dense steam. You know, I have a really big turbine that can, I think, take super dense steam. Efficiency of cooling and steam production is based on pressure. CO2 is required for the reactor to function properly. We have temperature, we have pressure. Oh, don't turn the thing on. I have carbon dioxide and water. We're gonna have to vent. Dude, I'm assuming fuel rods go here. Like, a lot of fuel rods. I don't know if I'm setting this up. There's no way. If it makes steam based off of water, I do have a large infinite water tank, which the guide says is recommended, the booklet. Yeah, the heavy infinite water tank can remove heat from the reactor core and boil the water into steam. You'll need a sufficient amount of carbon dioxide. You also need 3 steam turbines to utilize the created steam to make energy. I do have 2 small steam turbines and our industrial steam turbine, which, I mean, that'll work. And then the low pressure steam, the condenser can turn back into water. Like, I don't even know what to think about this. CO2. How do I produce CO2? I mean, it's probably really easy, but... Carbon... I've never thought about monoxide. We don't want that. Carbon dioxide. Oh. Okay. Oh, please don't tell me it's a non-renewable resource. Natural gas. in a chemical plant makes carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is used for nothing but fueling our, what's it called? Our reactor. Yeah, it looks like natural gas is the only way to produce carbon dioxide, and the only way I've gotten natural gas is through a not through a fracking tower, although I would love to make one of these because this thing looks awesome. But the machine down there makes quite a bit. I should go check on that actually. What it's looking like to me though is I'm gonna need a tank for natural gas, which should be like if I didn't drain. Oh, now that I think about it, I think the wood generators were depleted. I don't know if I refilled them. Here we go. Oh, when this had like an X earlier, I thought it was because it was depleted. No, it turns out these two were just. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, 200. Wait, 200 buckets of natural gas. The crude oil tank is back at home. This thing is making a lot of oil. It does say they run out, but like I've probably taken like 500,000. I've taken out a lot from that oil spot and it's still not. Whoa. Gosh, why do you scare me like that? I'm gonna have to start finding those nests and fleshing them out because they are everywhere. They just climb up my mountain and try to kill me. Which, thanks to my somewhat new armor and new sword, it's not that easy for him. Carbon dioxide. So does it waste carbon dioxide? Because it says... Oh, CO2 transfers heat from the core. So does this produce carbon dioxide? Is that what I'm getting at? Pressure can be reduced. I'm assuming that's what the wheel's for. Yeah, I'm very excited to work on this. No, because CO2 is required for the reactor to function, as is water. Hopefully it doesn't drain as much as I think it might. You know, maybe we can make... If I wanted to make the most out of this, I would need 2 more of these. I don't really want to do that. Not with the time I've got. So the Zernox GCR is the final step in the book. There is obviously more. There is more that was added. Like, again, I keep looking back on this fusion reactor because it's the most stupidest thing I've ever seen. Saturnite, rubidium. There is so euphemium, I don't know. Euphemium, don't know what that is. There's so much more I haven't even looked at yet. It's gonna be a while, but I think I'll figure it out. Not that I have any choice. So here we were, on day 91, with the reactor built. I only had a few more things to do in order to get it running. First, I spent some time blast-proofing my steam engine room. I figured if this thing did blow up for whatever reason, at least it would be contained into this small room, as opposed to destroying my whole base. I also figured out why the guide constantly stated to use 3 steam turbines with this reactor. As it made super dense steam, the first turbine would make dense steam as a byproduct, which would go into a second turbine with regular steam as a byproduct. Finally, into a third turbine with low pressure steam as a byproduct, which could be condensed and recycled back into water for the reactor. It sounds complicated, but it really wasn't. I also built an auxiliary cooling tower as I was unsure how much water I would need to condense at any given time and figured I should be better safe than sorry. After some final preparations, like another dedicated chemical plant for carbon dioxide, a natural gas storage, and the production of some Zernox fuel rods, I was finally ready to power up my nuclear reactor. It is day 98, and that is... It's convenient timing, I guess, but this is powered, this is ready, this has power, these are all connected to, well, I don't know if these will power each other, but I will connect that as ugly as it makes it look. I would rather it be ugly than explode. Well, although surplus power doesn't make it explode, it'll just... Yeah. I would like to move I wanted to move the turbine to make this a little neater, but doing so would remove all the power that's stored in there. And I kind of need that power, so... Okay. This can be turned on, obviously. CO2 is required for the reactor to function properly. Okay. So this will fill up on carbon dioxide. Is that pressure gonna... If I press this... It does vent carbon dioxide, but where does it vent it to? Okay, you're just gonna keep going for a little while, so we're gonna cut that off. I just want to know how I can properly balance this out. Now, I bet once I start putting the rods in there, it will balance out, but... I mean, what? I should just go for it, right? Now, I think there's something to do with these little lights, and depending on where I put this rod, whether it's on like the edges of the reactor or the center, will depend on how fast it depletes. Now, I'm just gonna put these like so. It's probably very inefficient, or otherwise, I don't know. They're on. Is there coolant in here, or am I about to... Does carbon dioxide... Oh, okay. So carbon dioxide doesn't drain. I didn't know that. I would just have to put in a certain amount so that the pressure doesn't get too high. And yeah, these are depleting rather quickly. Already at... Yeah, this one's at 1%, and these two are at 0.7. So it looks like depending on the amount of these light... Well, no, because these all have 3 lights surrounding them. I don't know how that works. But we are producing steam. Probably not a lot. Is everything else working, though? Or are we producing steam? Because this sounds like it's working. 31.24 million. You don't... You're storing power. You're storing power as well. That's not a lot of power, though. You know what? Let's just go for it. I'm going to throw... We're going to fill this thing up with rods. As many as I can fit in there, because who cares? Natural uranium isn't hard to make anyway. There we go. 9 more rods. 9 more rods. The amount of rods in there doesn't matter, but you do want, I would assume, a higher pressure to get the most out of your rods as they are being depleted. Does this increase temperature? It does. But theoretically, with the water being maxed out, this should never get to a point where it's dangerous. Pressure is 7 bars, so we can probably add... I think what I should do, instead of doing what I did with the whole automatic carbon dioxide dispensing thing, is use tanks. That way I can adjust 1,000 at a time and then be a little more safe about this. So CO2 pressure 7 bars, temperature is at 278. We're producing a little more dense steam now. So if I were to add, and please don't kill me, another 1,000 put us up to 8 bars. But now we're producing still 12. Pressure can be reduced by venting CO2, however, too low a pressure and cooling efficiency and steam production will be reduced. Look out for meltdowns. So I think we want to get into the yellows. So I'm going to do one more. And it didn't move. That's great. I think one more will put us in the yellow range, which is what I want. Hopefully pressure doesn't increase if the temperature starts going down. Which is exactly what happens when air cools, I think. Wait. Air expands when it gets hotter, so I would assume that the colder this is, the less pressure there is. Maybe? We're still looking at 12, so... Why not just put a little more? Alright, 11 bar. We still looking at 12? Still 12. We're making power, but not as fast as I would like. And these rods, I think it's like... Yeah, 250,000 ticks, so these will last for like a good 10 days. Maybe they're only at 6% and it's midday. So in yeah, 5 days maybe. Temperature. So do I like... We need constant water to make steam. So 10,000 carbon dioxide seems to be a pretty good middle ground. I might do just one more because I just want it to be comfortably in the yellow. I actually might be able to go full all the way, but that's too scary. The efficiency of cooling and steam production is based on pressure. So what exactly... I might be doing something incredibly dumb here. What exactly is stopping me from going full? Because I'm at 12,000 and I'm still in the blue. Temperature's cooler because there is more pressure. Water is fine. Steam is less now. We are producing power. Incredibly slow. You know what? 13 bars of pressure. 13 bars. Let's do one more. Yeah, because that's basically full. I want a little leeway in case something happens. More fuel rods, and I don't think I do have uranium. I have tons of uranium. I don't want to use it all because I can turn this stuff into... I can use this stuff for other types of uranium, but I think I have to deplete it actually, so not really. Okay, these billets are gonna melt my face off, so I should be pretty quick about making more rods. And now I'm gonna slowly add rods. Should make it hotter. And make sure that carbon dioxide stays at a good range. 15 bars now. Okay, yeah, so I would want to, at this point, vent a little bit to drop pressure, and that will allow me to place even more rods in here. So I would drop a little more. Put another rod in. 15 bars pressure. We're making over double what we were earlier. Natural uranium is, again, the weakest of all of them, although it lasts the longest. But when stuff is depleted, we will be able to use it for much more. Okay, one more. 11,000. I mean, it's on the lower end, but I don't want to risk this going into the red. Temperature is good. Pressure is good. Carbon dioxide, everything seems stable as long as I don't add or take away anything. Well, once these deplete, this will go down and this will go down. So we're good. That's already 10% depleted, and it's only been half a day. So yeah, 24. I maybe got like 4 days with that, and it's getting more and more radioactive. Hopefully, I'm allowed to stand near it. This thing is producing power decently well. But again, I need the stronger, because these generate 30 heat per tick. I would assume the other Zernox fuel rods produce more. Yeah, natural uranium produces 30 heat. Regular uranium, or I'm assuming 238. Oh, uranium fuel. How do you make that? Oh, it is uranium 238. So yeah, uranium 238 produces way more heat, but lasts just a little longer. I forgot about this. I did read about breeding rods. Let's get some of these in there and see if we can figure out thorium. Now, thorium, I believe... Yes, we have thorium powder. We should have thorium bars. I want to see if we can do nuclear... Okay. Nuclear breeding as well. This is very fun. I got no clue what I'm doing, but I do like figuring this stuff out. So thorium is a breeding rod. What else can do that? Lithium. I know thorium is used to make plutonium, so I think that's what we might be doing here. Am I out of solid fuel? I'm not. Oh, perfect. Not sure, but I'm gonna find out here in like 2 seconds. Hopefully not blow up my reactor. I also don't know how long... Oh, Last 20,000 ticks. So I'm assuming these will deplete next to these other ones. I'm going to make sure it's surrounded by all 4 sides. I don't think that matters, but just to be safe. So those 2 are fully surrounded. We'll put this one up here. Put this one right there. Pick you, set you over there, and then that's a full reactor. Producing 30 super dense steam per tick, whatever that measurement might be. Are you filling up with low density steam? You are. You are filled with it, actually. Let's offset that before something bad happens. Never mind, we can't. You are producing dense steam now. Okay, so my best bet would be to remove this to allow the auxiliary cooling tower to work. Although I am curious if it is an infinite loop. I don't think it is, but I mean, you're not removing, well, you are boiling the water. So I guess we'll see if this starts to drain. It is at 1550, but if it doesn't drain, seems to be good. Water's not moving. Nothing is moving, actually. This thing is taking water or turning stuff into steam. This is not moving. This is full. This is not moving either. Did I make a loop? Like an infinite water loop? Is that what I did? Because this is not going down. This is not going down. This is not going down. And this is not going down either. I think I might have just made a loop by accident. I thought it needed like a surplus of water because steam evaporates water, and you know, I don't know. What is this? Oh, that's just steam. But out of 8,000, that means we can probably make so much more than we are. I've basically accomplished everything I've wanted to do as a well, save like building a nuclear missile, building a launch pad and launching one of those at like a bug hive or something. Or 64 solid fuel. I wonder what this is for. Is this to go into space? Could I go into space in this game? Is there like a whole thing I'm not seeing or that I haven't seen? Stuff will deplete. Maybe I'll see what I can do with the depleted uranium rod. But other than that, we are basically at the conclusion. All I'm doing now is, oh, does this pause? It pauses while I'm reading. That's lame. So if you've reached this far, you're on track to helping rebuild civilization. You've successfully recreated the advanced machinery of the pre-apocalypse with nuclear power, petrochemicals, and more. I cannot know how you will use these newfound advantages, but it's my personal hope you use them for the good of yourself and others, or at the very least, in self-defense. And then there's just the author. And a picture of a door. And that is it. Now I would like to do way more. Again, making the reactor was just what we needed to... Oh, look at that. Pollution. Actually, that's not pollution. That should just be water. It's cool. Didn't make a missile silo in my bunker, mainly because the machines were just huge. But we did manage to make just about everything else. If I ever do another video on this, I'll have to go outside. Because I've broken multiple holes in this mountain, and it's rather ugly, and I would rather go out down here and make a plant or something. Or at the very least, try to expand this in a way to where it's not so ugly and time-consuming. Yeah, sun is setting on 99. If I go to sleep, it'll be 100. I'll just use these concrete bricks. I have vein miners, so I can get rid of them pretty quick. Alright. Might be very anticlimactic, but... I miss? That was a complete miss. Hold on. Right there. don't think it's blowing up. Yeah, that was right on it and nothing happened. Man, that's a shame. Do I try breaking it? Should I? Would I be dumb enough to do something like that? I mean, it is a dud for a reason. It didn't detonate because it didn't prime. I don't know. I'm gonna try to break it. I'm gonna stash my stuff somewhere way out here. Alright, dud nuke. I'm gonna try to break you now. Whoops. I should have thought of that. Uh-oh. This is a dash pickaxe. Don't tell me I can't break this. I've already got radiation sickness. I'm gonna keep trying till I... Uh-oh. Oh no. I don't have any Rad-X. Okay. Okay, I'm throwing up. That's what I'm doing. That was really nasty. Okay. I've not done that once this entire game, mainly because I've been pretty good at avoiding any form of radiation. And this is just gonna keep happening. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can get back before I die. And would you look at that? Sun is setting, and I've officially completed 100 days. I'm just going to cure myself before I do any more vomiting. Right away. Is this what I need? Is that like temporary? Is that just to block it, or does that get rid of it? I think that worked. Whatever that was. Orange juice. Should I eat Spam? I'm gonna eat Spam. Oh. Nothing happened. Okay, well, that is it. Officially, I have done everything that I can with the time that I have. A full reactor with a complete steam loop and cooling has been made. If I want to continue, I would take depleted rods and I would reprocess and repurpose them and then do all this other stuff and make plutonium and then start on making shrubidium and saturnite and all this other stuff. But yeah, it was pretty fun, pretty good. Definitely a lot of complex things to do, but at the end of the day, I mean, like, this isn't too complicated. It wasn't that bad to figure out, but still pretty cool to do in the end. Not much more to say. I became a nuclear engineer, scientist. I don't know what you want to call it. I'll probably like look up what someone who builds nuclear reactors is called or manages them. I don't know. Point is, we're done. If you want to see more, let me know. I would like to make a second part to this because this has kept me thoroughly interested the entire time. And I would like to expand on that reactor, make a better reactor, make more of these towers and ways to process more and different kinds of oil. And then to start on the bedrock ore and see how that works, getting the materials you can't regularly get, like hematite or chlorocalcite. There's a whole like 4 pages of just these ores. That would be fun to figure out. Really, I mean, that's it. Like I've said before, if you did enjoy, I can make another video of this. I do have other videos in mind if this isn't as popular as most. It was quite a crafting simulator, so I'm not sure how interesting I can make it or entertaining I could make it, but I will try. And I guess I've been talking for long enough, so yeah. If you enjoyed, you could maybe like and subscribe. I do appreciate those. And I mean, that's everything out of the way. So I guess see y'all later.